Alright. This. There we go. Getting things all set up. Press that. How's it going, everybody? It's time for the one, the only 428 Shibuya Scramble. What a baba, what a queen cheese. So who's ready for the refresher of a lifetime? To tell you guys, once I find my thing that I just dropped. There it is. Who is ready for the recap of a lifetime? What up, David? How's it going? Oh, who? David, you. What the heck? Did I accidentally just turn that off? Maybe. Totally did. Zoom in, the mic comes back on. There. Nope. Come on. I know you can do this. What, snob? You got 11 time block? Nice. For some reason, it's not letting me... Come on, controller. Bye, David. Take it easy. Talk to you later. Hold on. For some reason, the game is being a jerk. It's not responding to my... whatever it's called. Also, can this... There we go. Ah, it's so bright. Hold on. A little bit up. There we go. That's so bright. Ah! There. Now we can see things. All right. Who is ready? Me, but you'll be right back. Sounds good. Ready for the craziness. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. All right, so I'm gonna give a brief just update as to where we are with each character and some twists. Currently, with Kano, we have met Jack Stanley, who is a member of the U.S. Embassy, who is also involved in this kidnapping and trying to stop the kidnappers. We don't know why, but he is. Assassin and kidnapper. We found out that the assassin is none other than Tateno, the head detective of Kano's detective agency. Tateno needs to kill Hitomi at all costs. We don't know why. Tama's sad. All of her burning hammer is broken. Osawa is stuck in a trap that looks like a virus. And Minorikawa needs to go do the story. We're going to start off with Osawa first. Because this one seems like it's going to be crazy. Let me tell you. I don't deserve to be forgiven for what I've done. Uh-oh. We may have both done the same thing, but my motives, those were different. And so I don't regret what I did. And yet, if someone were to ask if there was some small part of me that wanted to see the results of my research, I could not deny it. Alright. Alright. Osawa grabbed his shoes from the entryway and then headed for the back door. He didn't want the detectives in his living room to know he was going to meet with Makino. That pest Kajiwara was nowhere in sight. That was his chance to slip away. Pretty much, Queen. Gotcha. Oh, Kajiwara. Speak of the devil. Kajiwara had snuck up behind him. Why is he using a flashlight? Are you going out? The detective asked. No. I was just... Osawa felt something inside his shoe. Glancing down, he saw a rubber duck stuffed inside. That explains the thing. Is this your doing? I laid a booby trap, or rather, a ducky trap. Originally a type of lethal trap used during wartime to clutch or unwary soldiers, boobies, In modern parlance, however, the term frequently signifies a harmless prank, such as setting a blackboard eraser atop a classroom door so that it falls on the head of whoever opens the door. Yo, Ski, how's it going? Kajiwara beamed with self-satisfaction. You know, you act like a grade schooler, Osawa said. Indeed, sir. I'm a grown man with a youthful heart. This is Banana Man, by the way, the guy who kept to be like, Banana? Banana? Banana. Like, that's pretty much it. Leave it to Kajiwara to yet again miss the point entirely. With a sigh, Osawa tossed the duck at him. Kajiwara caught it nimbly in one hand and stuffed it right into his pocket. What up, Caitlin? How's it going? I won't tell you that you aren't allowed to leave, sir. All I ask is that you tell me where you've been and where you plan on going. My work is highly confidential. Not at liberty to discuss just anything about... Please try to work with me on this, sir, Kajiwara interrupted. Dude's creepy AF. Can we punch him? He leaned in uncomfortably close. Do you recall what I said before? About how I'd appreciate if you didn't keep secrets from me? Osawa hesitated, inwardly debating how much he should share. He decided to tell the truth. Alright, I'll tell you, just leave me in peace. He needed to keep this a secret. I'm just going to buy some cigarettes, he lied. Let's lie. I'm just going to buy some cigarettes, he lied. Kajiwara flashed an awkward smile. No, that's odd. I didn't think you smoked, Mr. Osawa. I'm getting them for I've never seen your wife smoke either, sir. And besides... Kajiwara leaned in closer to him. Your wife isn't even home right now, is she? This wasn't going as Osawa had hoped. Evidently, he wasn't a very good liar. Even so, he decided to double down. Alright, fine. It was actually Mr. Tanaka who asked me to get them. Oh ho, now that's surprising. Is that the sort of thing he'd ask of you, Mr. Osawa? Kajiwara was generally gifted at getting on one's nerves. Osawa barely contained an urge to punch the detective right in the face. Yo, Hunk, how's it going? Please back the fuck up, Kajiwara. True. Kajiwara's like, hi. Hi. Can you guys see me? Hello? Is anyone there? Hello? Hello? It's pretty much him right now. I don't even know how that showed up on the camera. Let's see what you guys didn't expect. Was the super close up. Anyway. Oops. Well, no matter, I suppose, Kajiwara went on at last. Just try not to wander too far. Oh, and also... He produced something that looked like a small transceiver from inside his coat. Please take this with you. What the heck is it? It's a bug tracker, sir. It'll be in response to a nearby listening device. I don't need this. He pushed Kajiwara's hand aside and the bug tracker fell on the floor. Mr. Osawa, you mustn't underestimate the lengths to which these kidnappers must go. For once, the detective's face was all seriousness. Alright, fine. What up, Sammy? How's it going? Osawa snatched up the device and headed out the door. So now he has a listening device that similar to Minorikawa had. Interesting. Makino's car was parked out front. A driver stood alongside it. Osawa exchanged a wordless greeting with him, then he got into the back. He found Makino reclining in one of the luxurious leather seats. Oh, he smoked cigars. Now then, Makino said, what did you want to ask me about? He's apparently a southerner. Hey, what up, Spring? Kid eat french fries? I eat french fires, not french fries. Lighting a cigar, he glanced sidelong at Osawa. There should be a... Oh yeah, so here's the summary, by the way, for Osawa, for those who are curious. Osawa decides that it must have been Makino, the lab's executive director, who provided the antiviral for use in the clandestine tests. To learn more, he requests to speak with Makino directly. Then, while Osawa is fixing a clogged toilet, Tanaka shows him an email from Hitomi. Someone is out to kill her, but she doesn't know why. Shortly thereafter, Makino arrives, and Osawa wonders inwardly if he has any right to blame Makino for what he's done, because Osawa himself has also secretly used the antiviral on a human subject. So we're talking about viruses now. Lighting a cigar, he glanced sidelong at Osawa. I was hoping you can explain the situation to me, sir. What situation would that be? So he was still going to beat around the bush even now. Osawa suppressed an urge to shout at him. Are you the one who let the antiviral out of the lab, sir? Yes, that was me. Makino didn't bat an eyelid. So why had he been so coy a few moments earlier? But how? The fingerprint authentication system is almost unbreakable. Getting access to the storage area would... He trailed off as a thought suddenly occurred to him. It was not strictly true that fingerprint authentication was the only means of entry. Ooh. 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 Osawa and Tanaka had both set up passwords as a failsafe in case an injured fingertip somehow prevented them from operating the scanner properly. But these passwords were 10-character alphanumeric strings. No one could just haphazardly fumble their way in. Could Mikino have sent a request to the electronic locks manufacturer and asked them to unlock it then? No, they required the approval of 6 board members, and Osawa was one of those 6 people. There really seemed to be no way of getting in without leaving any trace.
You're absolutely right, of course, Mikino said with a grin as if reading his thoughts. I couldn't gain access to the lab without you and Tanaka, but I didn't have to.
He exhaled a large plume of smoke.
Remember when we released the samples for animal testing?
No, it couldn't be. Osawa broke out in a sweat.
Ah, but it could, Mikino said. I had them divert some of the samples intended for animal testing.
We looking? No worries, hunk. No worries, no worries. Caitlin, glad to hear you're doing good.
I had them divert some of the samples intended for animal testing. Naturally, they didn't leave any record of anything being taken from the lab.
Osawa bit his lip hard. He couldn't help but feel betrayed by his company.
But why?
Mikino let out a nasal, one-note chuckle.
You don't seem to grasp just how valuable this thing really is.
What do you mean by that, sir? Mikino lowered his voice.
There's a major world power out there that has already weaponized the UA virus.
Well, that's bad. Keep in mind the UA virus takes 12 hours to formulate before it kills you, by causing blood to spout out from your mouth, your ears, your nose, your eyeballs, your down spots, your toes, your finger. You just start erupting into blood. So keep in mind that the UA virus is a pretty bad thing. Also, how's it going, Tyree? Just let's get that in. Just get that out there. UA virus. I know there's the coronavirus or whatever it's called that happened in Washington right now. It's currently infecting China. Please make sure you wash your hands, everybody. Like, please be thorough about washing your hands, making sure that you're staying healthy. My allergies are at least gone, so you hopefully won't be hearing any sniffling, but who knows. But the UA virus will kill you brutally, and these guys are making it antiviral. However, Osawa was like, inject humans, inject humans, inject humans, and then that's pretty much where we're at right now. For a moment, Osawa thought that this was just a sick joke, but the look on Mikino's face told him otherwise.
I've been informed that it was recently used on a military installation in the Middle East. Within 12 hours of dispersal, there were at least 800 casualties.
Yeah, by the way, the antiviral is still very, not the best. So if you get injected with the antiviral, you actually just contract the UA virus and you die. So, yeah.
If you include civilians, that number jumps over to 2,000. Any evidence of the disease agent and the bomb that delivered it has, of course, been covered up.
Osawa listened in amazement, his outrage that any government will commit such an atrocity not quite suppressing his excitement at discovering that the virus can be propagated by explosive means. Once again, also Osawa, he's obsessed with the virus, and he is fine with people dying from it, but also wants to stop it at the same time so he can be a hero and a villain. So yeah. He felt a flush of guilt at his own fascination.
The antiviral you created, Osawa, has the potential to render this weapon useless. Right now, Okoshi Pharmaceutical possesses the sole means to combat UA.
Akino's lips curled into a boastful grin.
Any number of countries would love to get their hands on it. The major power in question has offered an unprecedented sum. And that's hardly a surprise. Having a monopoly on the antiviral makes the weapon itself that much more valuable.
To Osawa, this was a glimpse into another terrifying world, one he had barely imagined previously.
So we want to go. And so you wanted to get human testing over with as soon as possible. Is that it? He spat. Oh, sorry. And so you wanted to get human testing over with as soon as possible. Is that it? He spat.
Mikino shrugged.
I explained full well to the locals what the risks of experimentation were, and they were paid in accordance with said risks. They willingly consented to infection with the UA virus.
So people were like, yeah, blood coming out of my eyeballs, my mouth, my ears, my nose, everywhere in my body? Sure. How much you gonna give it? For free? Yo. You better give me the AIDS and Ebola too if you're gonna give me the freeness. Flu and swine flu? Just stack it on me. Pfft, diseases. Easy. Like, that's what Makina was making South Africa sound like, because that's where this was done. The human testing. They wanted diseases? Apparently.
Sophistry, Osawa huffed. Nothing more. Use money to deceive a bunch of poor farmers. Oh, come on, Osawa. Who's being disingenuous now?
Makino eyed him with contempt and let out another puff of smoke.
I know you, Osawa, and I know you're not really concerned for some bunch of hick farmers. All you care about is your research. The thing that's really nagging you right now is that someone went ahead and did the final clinicals without you.
Oh, spare me the ridicule, sir.
As a virologist, I have a moral duty to...
To what? Makino barked.
Go to the media with this? Do you have any idea how much money the company has thrown at your lab to keep it up and running?
Osawa's lab has incurred expenses of roughly 30 billion yen in developing the antiviral medication. Akoshi Pharmaceutical spends approximately 200 billion yen per year on research and development. Osawa's work is the single most costly element of that budget. Osawa gasped.
Well, dang. I do appreciate all the company has done for me, sir.
He spoke so quietly that his voice was nearly inaudible.
In any event, Makino said, now that you know about the human testing, I can't let you go to America.
How do you know about that? He insisted that I keep his planned relocation a secret, but apparently she told his father regardless.
If you insist on making the move anyway, I'll use any means necessary to stop you.
Makino regarded Osawa with a bloodshot gaze.
Any means necessary?
Osawa swallowed the lump in his throat. Sir, you don't mean that my daughter's kidnapping was...
Don't be ridiculous, Makino said before Osawa could finish. Of course that was me.
Nevertheless, I'll do
what I must if to keep you in line. Remember that.
Well, dang. Should I make Osawa, Vasco, or Squidman? No, bloodshot as in, like death gaze. Like a death stare. Like a crazy death stare. Pretty much. They worked in a sanatorium. I don't know Vasco too well. I feel like a Squidman would not be Osawa, because keep in mind Osawa breaks down. Hey Sparky, how's it going? Keep in mind Osawa breaks down when there's a lot of people around. Just his wife and Minorikawa arguing caused him to break down and black out because of how much panic he was going through. He has really bad anxiety. So Vasco might be better, maybe. Am I playing Splatoon 2 today? Nope. Probably not going to be playing that until Saturday for the 12-hour stream.
Understood, sir. I'll turn down the U.S. job offer.
Osawa heard his own voice like the thin drone of a tiny insect. He felt utterly powerless.
I can't simply take your word on that, Makino said. Do it now. I want to hear you do it myself.
Oh, wow. He jutted his jaw toward the phone in the backseat console. Alright, Osawa said he had no choice but to fall in line. Could this wait just a little bit, sir? Osawa asked. Maybe he can still find a way out. Let's ask.
Couldn't this wait just a little bit, sir?
Osawa asked. Maybe he could still find a way out.
You already know what my decision is, Makino said.
His tone carried an edge of intimidation. Osawa didn't reply. He simply stared at the telephone. He felt like an insect who had all of its legs plucked off.
You need to think about your wife, too.
Makino's words were barely above a murmur. Oh, I got you, Sammy. Realizing that his boss was speaking as Ai's father, Osawa couldn't bring himself to resist further. He reached out for the phone. It would be around 10 p.m. local time for the American firm. He decided to call his contact's personal phone. The headhunter was shocked to hear that Osawa wanted to decline the position. When he pressed for the reasons behind the decision, Osawa hung up. Visibly relieved, Makino lit up a fresh cigar. Dang, Osawa.
Sir, there's one thing I don't understand.
What up, Justin?
And what's that?
Osawa's head was feeling fuzzy. The smoke inside the vehicle had gotten extremely thick.
If someone has top secret information, why wouldn't they threaten the company as a whole? Why send those emails to me personally? I'm not sure. There's an internal investigation already underway. I'll find the source of the leak soon enough.
At this point, though, Osawa wasn't sure knowing who originally leaked the info mattered much to him at all. And also, what up, Gray? Senpai! What up, Gray-chan? Or are you Gray Coon? Probably Gray Coon. So what hour are we in the game right now? We're in the 1300 hour.
If you'll beg my pardon then, sir, Osawa said.
He put his hand on the door handle. A sudden high-pitched chirp sounded from his pocket. The bug tracker Kajiwara had given him and picked up a signal.
Is that your cell? Makino asked.
Oh yes, that's mine. He hurriedly hopped out of the car and reached into his pocket.
Is everything alright, sir?
Is everything alright, sir? The driver was still waiting outside the car. He leaned toward Osawa, looking concerned. Was it you? Osawa stepped close to the driver. Did you send me those emails? What? What are you talking about, sir? Don't play dumb with me, Osawa said. You're the only person who could have planted a listening device on a company car. Listening device? The driver raised an eyebrow in confusion. What are you after? What are you after? Sir, what are you talking about? Who told you to do it? Tell me! The driver fled back into the car. Osawa clutched the bug tracker hard as he watched the vehicle pull away. With this game, but it seemed interesting. Ski, it's a super interesting game. Oh, it's I. He went back to his house, still gripped by confusion, to find I waiting in the entryway. She must have gotten home while he was out. You were with my father, weren't you? She sneered at Osawa as he slipped off his shoes. Yes, I was, he replied. And it's over. What's over? She knows damn well what. He struggled to contain his irritation. Ski, so does that mean you're here for me? I'm honestly touched. Thank you. But this is a really good game. I do recommend checking it out. America, I'm not going, he huffed. Oh, really? Well, that is good news. She sounded sincerely pleased. Maybe a little more pleased than Osawa cared for. I need to go finish up some work things, he mumbled. He hurried to get to his study up on the second floor. Hey, Lily, how's it going? I hope everyone's doing well. He threw himself down in front of his computer. There hadn't been any progress on the investigation, as usual. Just how long was this all going to go on for? Were all kidnapping cases this drawn out? In kidnapping cases, a specialized victim support team belonging to the Special Criminal Investigation Unit has been deployed at Osawa's house. The members of this team are all specialists who have received training in such skills as negotiation, high-speed motorcycle, and automobile driving, running phone traces, special communications, and phone record acquisition. Literally, how do you train for this? Alright, negotiation, I can understand. You're just talking to somebody. Wrong, different game there. Just a box, but welcome to the stream. How's it going? So I believe that's punny, if I recall correctly. Nah, different game. We're moving on from that. And so negotiation, I can understand talking, but high school motorcycle and automobile driving. All right, guys, I'm getting my new car. Vroom, going fast. Like, that seems dangerous. Running phone traces. Okay, I can kind of understand that. Special communications, sign language, Spanish, Korean, maybe, I don't know. And phone record acquisition. So that's. Yeah. Phone record acquisition. Hello, phone company, Verizon? Hello?
Give me all your phone records.
What, you said Satan was calling you earlier?
I will kill you.
Oh, thanks for all the phone records, man. Oh, take it easy.
Also give me $5 million.
Oh, you're giving me your mansion? Oh, you shouldn't have.
Return your soul.
You gave your soul to Satan. What the hell, man? Dude, go away. Osawa was growing more and more uneasy. He could barely contain himself at this point. Wasn't there something, anything, that he could do? He glanced over at his monitor. That's an idea. He could look up the kidnapping investigations on the internet. That might give him some insight to the current situation. Kidnapping, police investigation, hostages. He typed the keywords into the search field. Oops. The engine pulled up over 100,000 hits. He scanned the beginning of the list for anything that might be useful. One of the site links caught his eye. How the police do it. It looked like a page containing information on various types of police cases. He clicked on the link for kidnapping cases and began to read. Even if the hostage wound up safe in the end, the site informed him the police lost face if the culprit got away. And if the hostage were killed and the kidnapper evaded capture, the media would have a field day. This made apprehending the suspect an absolute necessity. Even if a person's life was on the line, when it came to a kidnapping case, the police prioritized making the arrest. So they don't really care about saving his daughter, they're more focused on capturing the criminal. No worries, no. Punny, I don't understand memes, and I like to keep focused on the same game. I don't like talking about other games when we're playing, especially a story-based game. It's a pet peeve of mine. But if you have to go, take it easy, Punny. Be a great driver. Should we worry? No, not at all. Taking his hand off the mouse, Osawa sat back and thought. He wasn't going to be able to relax until he heard Maria's voice again. But if the police prioritized arresting the suspect, why would they just letting things stay in limbo now? Didn't they have the crooks under surveillance? He couldn't wrap his head around that. The internet hadn't been able to give him the info he'd hoped for after all. Unable to do anything for Maria but wait, he turned his thoughts to how his opportunity to transfer the U.S. had passed him by. The research facilities in America would have been top tier. Some part of him still couldn't quite accept what had happened. He stole a quick look back at the door, then suffered surfed to the Ayakamiki fan community for people 40 and over. That seems weird. Why is there a specific section for, like, essentially it's creepy old dudes of a teen idol? Is that a thing that actually exists? Seems weird. Seems really weird. Whenever something was weighing on his mind, posting to these forums seemed to turn his mood back around. He knew that now wasn't really the time to be doing this, but he needed to do something to calm and quiet his mind. He started a new forum topic. In the title field, he wrote, Ayakamiki expanding into the US. With Ayakamiki still at the height of her popularity, does anyone else think it would be exciting if she ventured into the American market? I know I would. She's not the sort of artist who deserves to be confined to Japan. She should be recording at an American studio staffed by the industry's best. I'd love to see her career really take off over there. Hey Cassie, how's it going? He wound up getting into a little back and forth with himself. Hopefully you get a response from someone else soon. What? A sudden shrill noise startled him so much that he nearly cried out. His heart fluttered like that of a young child who'd been caught in some prank. Realizing that the sound was coming from the bug tracker, he pulled it in front of his pocket and took a few breaths to steady himself. Evidently, someone had bugged his study as well. Tracker in hand, he walked toward the center of the room. What direction was the signal coming from? He tried heading over to the window. Here, maybe? Next, he headed over to his desk. Here, too? The bug tracker was picking up signals from all over the room. Had there been that many listening devices planted in here? Mr. Osawa, it's Kajiwara. Ah, perfect timing. Osawa hurried to let the detective into the study. The bug tracker is picking up signals. Oh? Yes, from all over the room. What should I do? Mr. Osawa, please calm down. As if that's even possible right now. It feels like there must be 10, no, maybe 100 listening devices in here. Kajiwara didn't miss a beat. Let me be honest with you. That bug tracker is broken. What? Osawa was dumbfounded. Broken? But this is the one I got from you, right? Well, yes, but mine isn't detecting anything. Kajiwara produced an identical bug tracker from his pocket, and as he said, it wasn't getting any signal. As I recall, Mr. Osawa, that one was dropped on the floor when I was trying to hand it to you. Ah, yes, that's right. And that must have been when it broke, sir. The strength ebbed from Osawa's body. He didn't even have the mental energy to be angry anymore. He gave the tracker a whack with the palm of his hand and the beeping stopped. Right, he said. What can I do for you? Kajiwara clapped his hands together as if he just remembered something. Ah, right, we have a big problem. The toilet again? Osawa sighed. No, it's not that. It's something worse. Kajiwara's face turned grim. Something worse? Had something happened to Maria? He needed to hear the detective out. There was no way it could be that important. Osawa didn't need to listen to this clown. There is no way it could be that important. No way at all! It'll be fine. Osawa didn't need to listen to this clown. Sorry, but I think we're done here. Now would you please leave? Kajiwara's steely expression hardened even further. But Mr. Osawa, your life is on the line here. What? Just then a pathetic gurgle rose from Osawa's stomach. Ah, see? Kajiwara said. You are hungry. At the talk of food, Osawa realized abruptly that he hadn't eaten anything since the night before. Shall I make something for you? The detective asked. This is all my fault, after all. Osawa raised a curious eyebrow. Your fault? Well, you see, we ordered lunches for everyone, and it looked like there were 2 still left over, so I wound up eating them. If Chiri's last name from Tama's story is Kajiwara, I would not be surprised. There was an awkward pause. Osawa didn't have the foggiest idea of how to respond. My deepest apologies, sir. I ate the lunches intended for you and your wife. Kajiwara bowed profusely. And I really do need to apologize. They were tonkatsu bento boxes, and they were delicious. Popular menu item from Your Lunch in a Box bento chain. Company president Chiozo Osugi spent many years working at a famous French restaurant in Kyoto. Valuing flavor over sheer volume, he insists that each side dish in the bento box be prepared with considerable care and effort. Chiozo is in distress after falling out with his daughter, but he simply can't forgive her eating habits, which favors volume over flavor. Never mind. Chewy's last name is Osugi. Cherry's last name is Osugi. The meat was so tender, and the batter so crisp. With each and every bite, the rich flavor just filled my mouth with beautiful, beautiful meaty juice. More and more. Osawa felt a blood vessel burst in his skull.
So then this is what you meant when you said my life was on the line.
Yes, sir. Hunger is the enemy of the mind. Kajiwara!
Kajiwara!
It interferes with your ability to make proper decisions, so you really ought to get something in your stomach. Osawa was too flabbergasted to reply. Right then, Mr. Osawa, please follow me into the kitchen. What? Why is there a penis on his stomach? Why is there a kid penis on his stomach? What is that thing?
What's with the getup?
Wearing an apron in the kitchen is a must, sir. The cartoon character printed on the apron Kajiwara is wearing is one of his own design. It is modeled after the MPD's mascot. His name is Pinpo-kun. 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 Alas, it isn't while I'm naked. Kajiwara? Kajiwara. Listen, I understand you got Penis Boy on your chest. Or sorry, Pinpo-kun on your chest. But, like, I don't think anybody, myself, Osawa, anyone in chat, that wants to imagine you naked. No.
Naked.
Oh, are you not familiar with the concept of the naked apron? The state of being entirely naked save for an apron, a form of cosplay. I swear, if any of you cosplay as the wonderful Mr. Naked or Mrs. Naked Apron, no, never, don't you ever think that's okay. Maybe in the kitchen, but not in conventions. The views from the front, rear, and sides all offer a certain appeal, but caution must be advised as it may be difficult to stop arguing about which presents the lovely sight about on the topic is raised. There are similar, more sexualized naked styles as well, such as the naked sock, the naked shoe, naked necktie, naked ribbon, naked scarf, naked collar, and so forth. Ski, that's Penis Boy. Sorry, Pinpo-kun, but we're calling him Penis Boy for the rest of the day. I can demonstrate if you...
Everything will be okay. Everything will be just fine. We'll never see Kajiwara naked. We'll never see Kajiwara naked. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Breathe. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
It's not gonna be okay! Nope! Not gonna be okay. Not gonna be okay.
No, that's quite alright. Where'd you get that apron anyway? Why is a penis boy on your chest?
It's mine, sir. It's your penis? No. You're dead. Kajiwara, you're dead number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Have you had it with you this whole time?
Yes, in here. With a smile, Kajiwara pointed to his pocket. How big is that pocket? How big is that pocket? What the hell? Of course, Osawa eased himself into a chair. His hunger was making him feel weak, and Kajiwara was making him feel like he was losing his mind. Oh, this is bad, the detective said. I need to whip something up for you fast. Something's definitely wrong if you don't even have a comeback. Osawa felt his anxiety mounting. Just what sort of food was this insufferable oaf going to make anyway? Probably nothing worth eating was his bet. For now, he'd just have to pray he wound up with something edible. Maybe it was better to ask Tanaka to make him lunch instead. Since Ai's lunch was gone as well, he should probably ask her to make something. Let's ask her. Kajiwara's bookie? Alright. The kidnapper showed up? True. Since Ai's lunch was gone as well, he should probably have her make something. Osawa called his wife on the intercom to make the suggestion. Absolutely not, she scoffed. Besides, I'm not even hungry. Roughly 1 hour earlier, Osawa slipped out of the house and went to the Cafe Lortrek down near the train station, where she ordered a sandwich and some black tea. GG. Hanging up the receiver, Osawa turned back to Kajiwara.
Very well, detective, if you be so kind.
Kajiwara peered into the refrigerator. Goodness, you are remarkably understocked, he said. Let's see, could you please put these in the dinger, Mr. Osawa? A dinger. Name for the sound of a microwave oven makes when it has to finish heating your food. The microwave in my house doesn't really go ding when the timer reaches 0, though. It's more just a beep. But it doesn't make sense to call a microwave a beeper. Well, that's already a word that refers to something else. The detective handed Osawa some frozen lumps of rice.
The dinger? What the heck is a dinger?
The microwave oven, sir. Osawa stepped in front of the microwave. 2 men learn how to cook. Unfortunately, I had no idea how to work the controls. You should throw that rice as soon as it's possible, Kajiwara told him.
I'm actually not sure how to operate this thing.
What? The detective gasped. You don't know how to use a microwave? Seriously? How does he not know? Osawa could only nod in silent shame. It should be something as simple as turning the dial.
Wait, which one?
That one, sir. The one on the right. Osawa turned the dial and crossed his arms with a satisfied grin. Mr. Osawa, you need to put the rice in first before you do that.
Well, then why didn't you say that? Osawa snapped. I've never worked in a kitchen in my life. Don't ask me to do things that are this difficult.
Very well. I'll handle this from here. Why don't you get out the bowls and the chopsticks then, sir?
I have no idea where the hell those are kept.
Kajiwara let out a heavy sigh. All right, then. Please just sit and wait, sir, he said. And here, take this. Kajiwara pulled out a sheet of bubble wrap from his pocket. Use your fingers to pop the bubbles. That should help you calm down. Too drained to argue, Osawa did as prompted, starting to pop his way along the sheet. Yo, I love bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap. Bubble wrap's so good. Rather than calm him down, though, it was making him incredibly cross. Uh-oh. This felt more like a sort of ridiculous punishment. They say you can learn a lot about a household by looking in the fridge, you know. Kajiwara was cooking something in a frying pan.
And? Osawa asked. Just what have you learned about mine?
I better not say, sir. You might take offense. Osawa snapped into the bubble between his fingers. Ah, the rice has finished thawing. Kajiwara topped the steaming bowl of rice with the fried egg he whipped up in his pan. Then, as if it were an afterthought, he added some pickled vegetables. Yo. Okay, I may not like eggs, but that kind of looks pretty good. Here you are, sir. Your fried egg on rice is complete. One of Kajiwara's simple recipes. Others include his white spaghetti, which is simply spaghetti that has been flavored with butter, salt, and pepper after it's been boiled. Both are a bit too basic to be properly called cuisine, but it does take a certain skill to bring the best flavor out of the ingredients with such simple seasonings. Kajiwara grinned from ear to ear. Go ahead and eat it while it's still warm. Osawa received the bowl with a dubious look.
You aren't very good at cooking, are you? He said.
All you had in your refrigerator were eggs and pickled vegetables, sir. I assure you it's quite delicious. I recommend breaking the yolk and mixing it all together. Reluctantly, Osawa brought a bite to his mouth. Hopefully it's good?
That's good.
Aw, he likes it! He likes it! Oh, that's pretty cool. The words came out almost unbidden. Isn't it just? Egg yolk and pickled vegetables pair quite well. Osawa couldn't help but stuff his face, slipping into a rapturous daze as he did. The more he ate, the more it stirred his appetite.
I had no idea fried eggs could be this delicious.
I know you probably have a long ordeal still ahead of you, sir, but please keep your chin up and hang in there. Kajiwara gave Osawa an admirable smile. Ah, that's right, he continued. And for dessert, we have bananas.
Thank you.
Kajiwara grimaced as Osawa held up a hand in refusal. Right then, when we're finished eating, would you please wash the bowl?
Me? Wash dishes?
Osawa exclaimed in surprise, sounding like a petulant child. If someone else cooks for you, you should do the cleaning up. It's only polite.
Fine, okay.
While Osawa was doing the dishes, the bug detector went off again. Director, if you have a moment.
Director, if you have a moment.
Tanaka poked his head into the kitchen.
I've got something urgent to discuss with you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. It's possible that Tanaka has a listening device on him. Possible. By the way, wow, we're at the end of Osawa's story. We're legitimately at the end of Osawa's story for this one. By the way, I may have completely forgot last time to punch Tanaka in the face for some stuff.
Hey, come on, knock it off!
Osawa lifted the plunger like a weapon.
Hey, come on, knock it off!
Osawa lifted the plunger like a weapon. Quiet, Tanaka chided again, taking out his cell phone. Here, take a look at this.
Huh?
Osawa could never have anticipated what he saw on the LCD screen. It was an email from Matomi. So yeah, I didn't check all of the options, but I really wanted to.
Look, if you want to talk, we can do it out there.
Osawa shoved Tanaka out of the bathroom. Hey, hold on, wait. While Osawa was still pushing against his back, Tanaka reached into his suit pocket and fished out a cell phone. Here, take a look at this.
Huh?
Osawa could never have anticipated what he saw on the LCD screen. Yeah. The one that we chose was significantly more funny. So right now, Tanaka's here, and he's beeping, which means he might have something. All right, next, let's okay. So this is a big this path right here has revealed so much, has gotten revealed so much, because the assassin that we are going after right now is none other than Teteno, who is Kano's mentor who created the Dick Diary. We found this out in Kano's path last time, because Teteno went missing and he stole a revolver. And Teteno says Hitomi has to die. So it's Achi's turn now. The man with the cane crooked his finger on the trigger. Achi stepped in front of Hitomi, shielding her with his body. If you want to shoot her, you have to shoot through me too. Hey, Siren, how's it going? How you doing, man? Suddenly, the assassin's head jerked forward. He pitched face first onto the pavement and lay still, revealing a foreign man standing behind him. Uh-oh. That's the guy... That's the guy who took the briefcase in the first place! That's the guy who took the briefcase in the first place from Kano! In one hand, the stranger clutched a metal pipe. Hitomi, Achi asked. You know that guy? Hitomi's eyes went wide. That's the man from the scramble. The one who told me to go out to the van. Wait, one of the kidnappers? Why would he help us? I'm not sure. The newcomer fixed his eyes on Achi. Hey man, Achi approached the stranger. I'm not sure what's going on here, but thanks for the assist. Whoa! The man took a sudden swing with his pipe. Achi barely managed to dodge out of the way. What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry, Siren. If you want to talk about it, you can absolutely message me on Discord. I can help you out, man. I got you, bro. Once again, Achi made sure Hitomi was safely behind him. Guess I gotta let my fists do the talking. Achi quickly adopted a fighting stance. Be careful, Hitomi warned, her voice trembling. Don't worry, it's just a pipe. I'll just snatch it away from him and make him tell us where his sister is. Achi judged the distance between them carefully as he stared his opponent down. The metal pipe gave this thug considerable reach. One solid hit from that thing and Achi wouldn't stand a chance. He needed to end this in one punch. He's gonna be Saitama? The crook sized him up for a few moments and lunged forward to attack. Now! Achi sidestepped to avoid the incoming blow, then delivered a vicious left hook to his adversary's jaw. The man went down hard. Good job, Achi. Achi gazed at the fallen foe, flexing his knuckles. Dude has a tattoo. Nice. The thing about guys who bring weapons to his fights is they always let themselves get too cocky. Oh, we are noticing the tattoo. He looked the guy over. The man had a tattoo peeking from one of his ratty sleeves. Come on, buddy, you can't just clock out yet, Achi said. Get up, I got a few questions for you. He knelt down and grabbed the man by his collar. Oh, that's a pistol. Halfway to his feet, the man pulled a gun from his breast pocket. Whoa, didn't know you were packing heat. Well then, what a pixel. Achi took a quick step backward. The man's eyes brimmed with rage. He looked ready to pull the trigger at any moment, but he didn't get the chance. The man with the cane had regained consciousness back on his feet. He trained his own gun on the foreigner. The foreigner quickly shifted his attention to the other gunman. Oh no, you don't! Achi darted forward to kick the kidnapper in the hand as hard as he could. The gun went flying from his grasp. With a low snarl, the man took up the metal pipe again. Rather than go for Achi, however, he charged the man with a cane. What the? Achi watched in astonishment as the two men grappled. Now's our chance! Grabbing Hitomi by the hand, Achi broke into a run. All they're doing is running. I know it'll be better, Siren. Trust me. It'll get better. It's a seesaw! They ran for a long time, finally stopping to rest in a quiet municipal park. How long did they run for? 5 minutes. Cool. As they sat catching their breath, Achi sensed a new tension in Hitomi. She hadn't said a word since their latest escape. She has to die, Achi. It's for your own good. In his mind, Achi replayed what the man with the cane had said. So, Hitomi, Achi hesitated, about what happened back there. Yeah? She sounded like she had been far gone in her own thoughts. You gotta believe me, I had no idea who that guy was. Never seen him before in my life. He must have been saying that stuff to confuse us, to trip us up. Yeah? Hitomi said again. Is that what's been bothering you? Is that what's been bothering you? Huh? Now it was Achi's turn to go monosyllabic. Monosyllabic. Sorry. Is that what's been bothering you? Huh? Now it's Achi's turn to go monosyllabic. Well, Achi, you're kind of famous around Shibuya, right? I don't know about that. Way back when, he'd been the leader of SOS. Nowadays, he was just some guy who picked up trash. There's nothing to brag about. When someone's famous, it's not unusual for someone else to recognize them and know their name. So yeah, I was surprised back there, but no matter what you may have said, I trust you. I mean, look at how many times you put yourself in danger to protect me. Hitomi sounded pretty resolute. Achi was glad that she believed him, but that raised another question. So then how come you've been so quiet? I've just been thinking about things, like what that man from the Scramble might be after. It was true that his actions didn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, he seemed more interested in taking out the man with the cane than going after you. Maybe that's bad blood... Yeah, he seemed more interested in taking out the man with the cane than going after you. Bad blood between them or a case of mistaken identity? Why would it be mistaken identity? Let's try mistaken identity. Maybe it was a case of mistaken identity. You think so? Hitomi said. She sounded doubtful and Achi couldn't blame her. It didn't seem pretty unlikely. No, for whatever reason, the foreigner had deliberately gone after the man with the cane, and it certainly hadn't been to rescue Achi and Hitomi. The enemy of one's enemy was not necessarily one's friend. The man with the cane and those foreigners. Would Achi and Hitomi really be able to escape them all? And if they did, would they ever find Hitomi's sister? It's a good question. We haven't seen Maria yet. She's still gone. They heard a child cry out behind them. That's the most graceful looking fall I've ever seen in my entire life. But that's Toyama. That's Toyama and his daughter. So something in Kano's story triggered this, because that's the man who's running from Kano, I think. They heard a child cry out behind them. Turning to look, they saw the kidnapper rushing toward them. He had knocked over a little girl who was in the way. No rest for the weary, Achi sighed. Yet again, he and Tomi sprint away. Hey, punch the dude? Yeah. Oh, it's the foreigner. The foreigner. Never mind. Poor Toyama. Do you think he took he took out the guy with the cane? And Tomi's words came between panting huffs. Never mind. Maybe. Achi glanced back at the pursuer. What? There was someone else with him. Now they were being chased down by two foreigners. That guy looks significantly more out of breath than the first guy, though. That guy looks that guy looks like he's having some constipation issues. Laxatives, man. Laxatives. I like this better when we were just running from one guy with a cane. In a one-on-one fight, Achi was confident he could keep Atomi safe. One-on-two, though, that was a different story. One guy might get a hold of her while he was facing off against the other. He had to make sure that he lost these creeps, no matter what. Another keep out? We just started. We're already at another keep out. We literally just got there. So we have Tama, Minorikawa, or Kano next. Yeah, true, Pixel, true. I think Minorikawa's the smart idea, though, to do next. Item 3 is sales demo, because he has to run to Center Guy. But he's also the next one who could probably unlock more of Achi's story, Caitlin. That's the thing. Right, left! Minorikawa sprinted down Center Guy, dodging between oncoming pedestrians. Out of my way! Can't you people see I'm in a hurry? He stole a glimpse at his watch as he ran. It was just after 1 o'clock. The Burning Hammer sales demo would be getting underway in a moment now. He could probably get an interview even if he showed up late. Still, he wanted to get to the venue ASAP to get a feel for things before they got started. The best time to scope out an event was before it started and after it ended. This was something he learned from Toyama. Everything he knew about journalism, the publisher had taught him. It had been a combative education, Minorikawa learning despite himself as the two men constantly butted heads. Oh, give me a break! What's wrong with my article? Minorikawa shouted. His voice was loud enough to carry throughout the editing department. Shut up! I told you to rewrite it, so rewrite it. Toyama was sticking to his guns. Minorikawa recalled the scene from the days when two men had worked at the same newspaper, and Toyama was his boss. At the time, Toyama was the copy editor for local news. Known as the Red Pen Gatekeeper, he would go around checking young reporters' copy like mad. Due to his vigorous efforts, a great many articles never made it to the page. What's wrong with it? Show me what's wrong. All of it. How can it be all of it? Co-workers stared, keeping their distance as the pair screwing themselves red in the face. These arguments had become a regular occurrence, regular enough that everyone had learned not to just intervene. I poured my heart and soul into this piece. Look at how fly Minorikawa looks. Dude's got a good tie, he's wearing a suit. Toyama's trying to smile. Go back and read it again. Gotcha, Siren. Well, don't worry. We're gonna be playing this Tama soon, so you get to get cat girl stuffs. You got this, Siren. I could read it over and over, and it'd still be the same thing. A load of self-important claptrap. Claptrap here? Now go calm down and write me a more neutral piece. Taking neither of two opposing sides, the media typically seeks to adopt a neutral stance in reporting the news. Frequently, however, biased reporting still results in one-sided thinking taking hold amongst the general public. In the end, it is up to the individual to make an objective assessment of any news event. Calm down, you must be joking! I write what I feel like in my heart. That's the one thing I refuse to back down on. Then it's one thing that will keep getting your copy rejected. Aren't you the one who told me to be bold and daring with my writing? Yeah, I did, but I don't remember telling you to write me garbage. By now, Minorikawa and Toyama were practically at each other's throats. Still, despite these almost daily shouting matches, Minorikawa never resented Toyama. Not really. How could he write a piece in a way that would shut Toyama up? Trying to figure that out was how he had developed his skills as a reporter. Up until he quit his position at the newspaper to start his own publishing company, Toyama had been a stubborn old man in the finest sense of the term. Now a dying breed in Japan, the sort who'd be inclined to use knuckles before words to remedy a child's bad behavior. Inflexible but still emotionally brittle, their signature move is to drive a wayward kick out of the house with the exclamation, "You fool! You're no son of mine! I disown you!" Only to wait a while, go find the son who's crying down by the dry river bed and calmly remember, "Come on, your supper is getting cold." That's about right. Yeah, you got support, Siren. We got you. Don't worry, we'll get the funny cat girl later. It'll be fine. It'll be funny. It'll keep you happy. Also, suburb on bed. But then, in order to keep his company afloat, at some point he had abandoned all his ideals and principles. It was disgraceful, just disgraceful. Thinking about it made Norikawa's blood boil, and rankled. It rankled him to know that such a pathetic remnant of a man had been such an influence on him. He reminded himself once again that he needed to wrap up his current job as soon as possible. By now, Norikawa was getting close to the demo site. He increased his speed. How do you... Oh. Well.
KO!
He wound up barreling right into someone who was walking into a knick-knack shop, which a knick-knack shop is knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. That's what it's all about, da-da-da. A newly opened general variety store. The place is primarily a second-hand shop with posters inside proclaiming things like, "We'll take what you don't need and we'll buy computers at top prices." Also, why is Norikawa a dead dog? That's upsetting. It was a girl about high school age. She jumped to her feet, then snatched Norikawa by the collar. "Hey, watch where you're going," she snapped. Her upper body strength was impressive, to say the least. The chokehold she had on his neck made it almost impossible for him to breathe. He had to do something fast. Sorry, about his head an apology. Take this, he drove a punch right into the girl's flank. The correct answer is sorry, and bow his head. But a bad ending, my bad ending senses are tingling. I'm feeling as if we're gonna get Norikawa killed. So let's do that first. Take this! He drove a punch right into the girl's flank. To his amazement, the girl shrugged off the blow as if it were nothing, her grip on his collar tightening further. Oh. I know who this is. Chat, I'll give you a few seconds to guess who this is. Also, I see something. Someone's got to know who's been watching this series. Someone's got to know who this is. Is it Cheery? It's not Cheery. It's not Cheery. But I can assure you that our good buddy Osawa over here knows who this is. I'm calling it now. Oh, you want to throw down, huh? She sneered. Shifting position suddenly, she snatched Norikawa by the hair and dragged him out into the road. Uh-oh. It's not Tama. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! It's not I. It's not I. This is great. Oh, Norikawa. Poor Norikawa. Before he could process the trouble he was in, it was already too late. He cowered away from her, shielding his face with his arms, only to feel the impact of a rain of punches and kicks as his exploded back and sides. Pain shot through his body as each blow landed with a perversely satisfying thump, and the pain continued to intensify. Oh crap, I'm going to die here, aren't I? Never thought my life would end so soon. Huh? His assailant paused suddenly. Wait, don't I know you? She stared down into his face. Hey, you're Mr. Norikawa. I'm gonna write down my guess. But, I'm writing down my guess. I have it on this note card here, so. Shocked to hear his own name, Norikawa peered up at the girl. Miku? Yeah! Wow, so you do remember me. Her tone was so bubbly as if the beating she'd been dishing was all fun and games. Sorry, I didn't realize it was you. She held out a hand to help Norikawa back to his feet. Wow, how long has it been? She asked. About 5 years, I think, he said cautiously. You, still doing your bonsai stuff? No, she replied, I gave that up. Miku had been Japan's bonsai champion back when she was in middle school. Never mind, I thought it was Aya Kamiki, who was the pop star girl. I was wrong. One day, local delinquents had vandalized dozens of Miku's bonsai pieces. Norikawa had met her when he interviewed her about the incident. I want to get strong, she had said. I want to be able to beat those guys up. And so, Norikawa introduced Miku to an acquaintance of his who ran a martial arts dojo. Man, you sure have gotten strong, Norikawa said. Well, that's the sort of gal I am. Hey, Tyler Pony, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Miku handed him a flyer. Siren, I hope that image alone cheers you up. I hope this image alone cheers you up. Oh my gosh. Oh, nice time. Oh, this is great. It read, Ladies Mixed Martial Arts Pub Bride. Present this flyer for free drink. It's a place where you can watch girls fight in the ring while you have some drinks, Miku said. That sounds pretty fun, actually. Norikawa could feel himself being pulled in all the wrong directions by the prospect. You should come see one of my matches sometime. I'm the current champion there. Miku beamed with pride. Wait, you're the champion? She's the champion in bonsai growing? Which is the most relaxing thing ever. And women's boxing. Damn. Well, he'd seen firsthand how strong she was. Miku nodded. What are you up to now, she asked. Working? Yeah, running around trying to get interviews. Right now I'm heading to... What was it again? The Nakane building, that's it. Oh, I could take you there, she said. I could use the exercise. Now, if you beg my pardon. Well then. Miku casually hefted Norikawa up onto her back and broke into a jog. Before long, they arrived at the Nakane building. Norikawa thanked Miku as she set him down on the sidewalk and the two parted ways. We've met a new character who is badass. At long last, he arrived at the Nakane building where the event was being held. The wall by the elevator was plastered with posters about Burning Hammer. Get it or regret it. As seen in magazines. 100% weight loss guaranteed. This is blatantly false advertising. True. The messaging was kind of a mess. It felt like they'd been thrown together in that last minute. Norikawa avoided the elevator in favor of the stairs, rushing up to the event site on the 3rd floor. Emerging from the stairwell, he saw more posters on the wall pointing to the way to the sales demo. He followed the arrows to a room deeper within the building. Opening the door, he saw about 50 chairs, most of them occupied by female attendees. There was a stage set up at the far end of the room, but nobody was on it. It appeared that the event had yet to begin. Norikawa quickly looked over the crowd. Roughly half the women were somewhat elderly. All of them looked like they could stand to lose some weight, and for some of them at least, the ship had surely sailed some time ago. Wow! Rude. The crowd gazed at the stage with rapt anticipation. A beverage that allowed you to eat plenty and still lose weight was definitely an appetizing proposition. Yet something like that really exists, though. Ah well, Norikawa was just going to have to wait and see. He did his best to get his mind into journalism mode. Ladies, terribly sorry to have kept you... Ladies, terribly sorry to have kept you waiting! At the presenter's cue, the cat mascot appeared and took the stage. The audience broke into applause. After waiting patiently for the applause to die down, the cat produced a small box from which she showed a pendant set with a blue stone. It certainly wasn't a diet drink, whatever it was. Norikawa wasn't the only one who quickly realized that wasn't a burning hammer sample. After staring for a moment, the rest of the crowd began to fly into an uproar. Quiet! The cat shouted. Taken aback, the crowd quieted down. The cat held the pendant up high so that everyone could get a look at it. Do not take your eyes off this pendant. If you do, you will die. Tama? Tama? Why did you become a murderer? You went from cute girl to mascot cat to cockroach killer, or fleer at this point in this story, to murderer. A jolt of panic shot through the room. Slowly the cat began to swing the pendant back and forth. Minorikawa couldn't quite recall what happened after that. When he came to his senses, he already pulled a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Handing it to the man he assumed was the demo organizer. In exchange, he received a pendant the same as the one the cat had been holding. I've done it! Minorikawa muttered to himself excitedly. Clutching the pendant in his hand, he could feel the energy it radiated coursing through his body. The cat's monotone chanting from the stage sounded in his ears like a chorus of angels. Overwhelmed by a feeling of ecstasy he could scarcely contain, Minorikawa repeated his words to himself. I've done it! With this, I'll be the greatest writer the world has ever seen. My articles will stir the emotions of the entire human race. They'll laugh, they'll cry, they'll tremble with fear, they'll jump for joy. No longer was the Pulitzer Prize a mere dream, it was practically already his, which is the prize awarded for excellence in journalism, literature, and music composition. Named for American journalist Joseph Pulitzer, active during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and administered by Columbia University, to whom he willed all of his money in order to establish a journalism school. 3 Japanese photographers have been awarded the prize in the past: Yasushi Nagao, Kiyoshi Sawada, and Toshio Sakai. Welcome back, Sparky. Minorikawa he needed to tell someone how excited he was. This miracle he obtained, he wasn't going to just squander it on himself. Oh no. A journalist of his stature needed to share what he knew with all of humanity. He opened his laptop. He booted up his word processing program. He deleted all of the articles he'd been working on. Uh-oh. He knew what he really needed to write. He just killed Toyama. Special edition report on the Miracle Stone, only in 4-star General Gossip spring issue. Must-have stone already in many fashionista collections. Look out, world. A mysterious gemstone set to change international balance of power. Blessed by the Miracle Stone? Get your hot stock tips here. The pages originally slated for the pros and cons of security cameras and washed-up screenwriters were instead filled with glowing praise and rave reviews for the Miracle Stone. Never had Minorikawa been more proud of his work. Is that a bad ending? Back at 4-star General Gossip headquarters, Minorikawa handed his articles to Toyama, who was sitting glumly at his desk. Toyama looked them over slowly, then there was a lingering silence. Finally he spoke, his voice subdued, but his words crystal clear. Yeah. This is all getting X'd. Welp. Poor Minorikawa. Axed. Desperate though he was for a copy, Toyama still rejected Minorikawa's articles, probably a good indication of how bad they really were. Maybe the Miracle Stone wasn't the breaking story Minorikawa wanted it to be. Tama and her pals really need to be selling Burning Hammer instead. But all of Burning Hammer is broken. Isn't all of Burning Hammer broken now? Aw, sorry, Pixel. So, Tama really needs to be selling Burning Hammer instead, but all of Burning Hammer is broken. Uh-oh. This is bad. Bottles of Burning Hammer litter the pavement, shattered into tiny bits of glass. Even if the recycling guy was really careless with the boxes, it shouldn't have caused this much of a mess. It looks like someone came along and actually threw them all over the place. True, Simon. The heck with this thing! I toss away the Miracle Stone, which has clearly brought me only bad luck. We can't have a product demo without a product, which in turn means I won't be getting paid for this whole fiasco. Okay, we can do this. We can figure something out. I try to give myself a pep talk, but I hear the doubt in my own voice. I try to brainstorm anyway. Finding inspiration is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. I rack my mind for the best course of action, and at long last I arrive at a conclusion. I'll just have to find something else to sell. But what could that something be? We're gonna get another bad ending. I want to get another bad ending right now. I try to think. Finding inspiration is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. I rack my brains, searching desperately for a solution. No. The Anagachis? Nah, Not exactly a must-have product, and even if we could sell a few, I don't know what they'd say about the folks carrying them around. Best for the whole world if we keep them off the streets. True, very true. Let's see, what else? Aha! I've got it! I pick up the miracle stone and just tossed away, clutching it firmly in my mitt. Uh-oh. I tilt my gaze toward the heavens and make a wish. Please, grant me a miracle. Uh-oh. That's not good. And my wish is granted. What did we just do? I'd like one, please! I'll take 10! Mr. Yanagishita can barely keep up with the demand as the crowd clamors for their miracle stones. Everyone is smiling and laughing, their bodies enthusiastically swaying to and fro. You are happy. And you are happy. You are all very, very happy. Standing on the stage, I hold up my miracle stone, swinging it like a pendulum as I recite my magic little chant. Bye. Bye. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Buy a miracle stone! Stone! Ooh, stone! Stone! The room vibrates with cheery and rumbles with applause. It really is like a miracle. I think I've actually turned this disaster around. Whoever smashed all the burning hammer, I don't know who you are or where you are, but thank you. I realize now that I'm crying tears of joy. I've never felt satisfaction like I feel right now, seeing all these blissful customers purchasing one miracle stone after another. It feels like nothing could possibly go wrong. Honestly, I'm just grateful to God that I get to be here right now. I have the utmost conviction that this is where my life truly begins. True, Siren, very true. It's not long after that epic sales event that I'm hired by Yamato Health Foods Co., Ltd. Pretty soon after that, I'm on a plane bound for South America. I'm on a business trip to purchase our next product, Amazonian Miracle Mud. Well, we purchased mud. South American business trip, yeah! We got a promotion, oh yeah. Promotion. Oh wait, that's a bad ending. Guess promotion's not that good. Tama prospers in her new life as an employee of Yamato Health Foods Co. Ltd. But this is one possible future for her, and hey, maybe it's even a pretty decent one. Still, would you like to see what happens if she sticks to Burning Hammer? That was a good ending? Nope, it's pretty bad still. Why is she in a cat costume? She's stuck. The zipper's stuck in the cat costume. Hi, Cassie! Aww. Nope, hold on. Let's sell Burning Hammer. Somehow, some way, we're gonna sell it. Does she even shower? Well, she just got in the cat costume essentially at the beginning of the day. So now we're gonna have to sell some Burning Hammer. Somehow or another, I'm going to have to sell some Burning Hammer. The flyers have already been handed out. People have come to the demo expecting to get Burning Hammer. I may have to put it into some new bottles, and possibly water it down some, but getting the stuff sold is my only option. My eyes alight on one of the cardboard boxes, and I notice an odd mark that's stamped on it. Wait a sec. I've seen this before. I recall something Jiri said earlier. This is the sort of thing they'd sell in 100-yen shops or something. The Knick-Knack store has Burning Hammer. Oh my gosh. The mark on the box is the same one I saw at the shop that's selling the necklace. That's it. I can see if there's more at the Knick-Knack shop. Gotta buy this ray of hope. I head for a Knick-Knack shop as fast as I can. Ray, a glimmer, a sliver, the ever-dwindling light in the distance. Point is, there's not much. True. Uh-oh. Did we just crash into Cheery? As soon as I reach the main road, I crash right into someone. It's Cheery. It's Cheery. Of course it is. Oh, hey, you find it? She asks. She makes it sound like it's not really her problem. Not yet, but I think we could stock up at the 100-yen shop. The words are hard to get out when I'm panting as hard as I am. For now, just stay calm and go let the boss know. Got it! Leave it to me, Cheery nods, and I break out back into a run. God dang it, Cheery. I'm practically praying as I rush into the Knick-Knack shop, where I immediately spot the cardboard boxes I saw earlier still stacked up. Yes, I'm in luck! I dive into one of the boxes and check what's inside. She's purchasing Burning Hammer to sell Burning Hammer. It's packed with tiny bottles. There's no mistaking the noxious red liquid inside. That's Burning Hammer, alright. There's 50 bottles per box, and there are 4 boxes total. We need 400 yen. Assuming each bottle is 100 yen including tax, I can buy the whole lot with the 20,000 I've got in my wallet. Mr. Yanagashita said he's selling the bottles at the demo for 15,000 yen apiece. That way, if we sell all 200 bottles, he'd be able to pay his debts no problem. Whoa, what's the deal with you? Sorry. Whoa, what's the deal with you? The sales clerk's eyes go wide when he sees my getup. This stuff! I like your entire stock! I point at the burning hammer and the clerk makes an awkward face. I'm afraid that's already been sold. What? You mean like all of it? Nobody in the right mind could possibly want all of this. Yes, all of it, I'm afraid. Well, I'm not going to roll over that easily. Whatever I earn that extra 20,000 or not hinges on whether I can get this stuff. Please, you gotta help me out. I'm afraid it's out of my hands. Then could you get in touch with the buyer? Tell them I'm willing to negotiate. I suppose that wouldn't be an issue, but... Actually, would you mind waiting for just a moment? She said she'd be by ASAP. Who's purchased this? Who purchased the bottles? After 5 minutes of waiting, the buyer still hasn't shown up. I don't think she's coming, I say. That's odd, the sale clerk murmurs. She said on the phone she'd come by just after 1 o'clock to pick them up. I really need this right away. I understand that, but... Please. It's out of my hands. By now, the sales demo had already started. If I come back empty-handed, what was the point of all this effort? Gimme. I already said I can't do that. Gimme! Would you please wait a moment? Why did I spend all that time trying to hand out samples? Why did I put the stupid costume on? Why did I miss out on lunch? Why? What was it all for? Eek! Look over there, it's a chupacabra! Huh? Well, that's a face. That's a face that exists. Yoink! Seizing the moment, I snap up, snatch up the box of the burning hammer and make a run for it. Hey! Hold it right there, miss! The sales clerk is quick to bar my path. Woof! I barrel my way right past him. I bump him harder than intended as I race by. He loses his balance and goes crashing through the display case at the front of his shop. Where a thief... Oh... At the same time, I hear something else topple over with a thud and a gurgle. Some sort of liquid begins to gush from a red polythene container. Uh-oh! The sales clerk's eyes go wide, his stare fixed on something on the sidewalk nearby. It's a cigarette. Pixel, I think we started a murder. We went from shoplifting to murder. Tama's murdering... Oh, God. And now for today's news. Shortly after 1 o'clock this afternoon, there was an explosion at a variety store in Utikawacho in Shibuya, the cause of which remains unknown. Eyewitness reports seeing an individual wearing a full-body cat costume fleeing the scene in the aftermath of the explosion. Police consider this individual a person of interest and have not ruled out the possibility that this bombing was a terrorist act. Several hours after the incident, the cat remains at large. We killed a guy. We straight up murdered a dude. Fled the country. Tom wound up as a prime suspect in an apparent terrorist bombing. If the buyer had shown up earlier, Tama's argument with the sales clerk might never have happened. To say nothing of the rest, as a matter of fact, the buyer was just outside the shop at the critical moment. She was held up when she happened to run into someone. That someone's actions at 13:05 are the key to changing Tama's fate. I think we know exactly the person who was supposed to go pick that up. I think we know exactly the person who was supposed to pick it up. Sorry. He bowed his head in apology. He was in too much of a hurry to get caught up in an argument now, but the girl didn't let go. Instead, she tightened her grip.
Look! I'm sorry for not looking where I was going!
Minorikawa could barely crook at his apology. Oh, fine. I'll let it slide this once, the girl said. She relaxed her hold with a scowl. Wait, hold on, she murmured. She stared good and hard at Minorikawa's face. Hey, you're Mr. Minorikawa. Surprised, Minorikawa gave her another look.
Miku?
Yeah, wow, so you do remember me. She smiled with delight, apparently forgetting that she had just been wringing his neck. Wow, how long has it been? She asked.
About 5 years, I think. You still doing your bonsai stuff?
Nah, she replied. I gave that up. Miku had been Japanese bonsai champion back when she was in middle school. And bonsai, the mention of bonsai likely calls to mind elderly hobbyists. But recently, the art is attracting more young people, as are other aspects of Japanese-style interior design. Varieties of cherry and maple, smaller than normal bonsai, are becoming popular with practitioners, as in fruit-bearing trees such as plump leaf apple. There are even spherical balls of soil covered in moss, shaped to look like cute little miniature plants, with plants growing over their surface. Cool. One day, local delinquents have vandalized dozens of Miku's bonsai pieces. Morikawa had met with her when he interviewed her about the incident. I want to get strong, she had said. Strong enough to beat those guys up. And so, Morikawa introduced Miku to an acquaintance of his who ran a martial arts dojo. Well, you sure have gotten strong all right,
Well, you sure have gotten strong all right,
Morikawa said. That's the sort of gal I am. Miku handed him a flyer. It read, Ladies Mixed Martial Arts Bride. Bride, a show pub that began as a side venture for a group of female mixed martial arts fighters who were facing financial difficulties. There is an octagonal ring inside the pub, and the rules state that anything goes between the young women who fight inside. Customers are able to take in the fights while enjoying their drinks. Pretty cool. Present this flyer for a free drink. It's a place where you can watch girls fight in the ring while they have some drinks, Miku said.
That sounds pretty fun, actually.
Morikawa could feel himself being pulled in all the wrong directions by the prospect. You should come see one of my matches sometime. I'm the reigning champion, Miku beamed with pride.
Wait, you're the champion?
Yikes, good thing I apologized when I did.
In that case, I'll definitely have to swing by sometime soon. Right now, I'm sort of in a hurry, though.
Oh, sure, Miku said. Catch you later, then. She headed to the shop as Morikawa rushed off towards the sales demo. Yeah, she's the one who purchased the burning hammer. At long last, he arrived in the Nakane building where the event was being held. So we're going to keep going with this, because this should be a new ending, or new way. The wall by the elevator was plastered with posters about burning hammer. Get it or regret it. Seen magazines, 100% weight loss guaranteed. The messaging was kind of a mess. It felt like they'd been thrown together at last minute. Morikawa avoided the elevator in favor of the stairs, rushing to the event site on the 3rd floor. Emerging from the stairwell, he saw more posters on the wall pointing the way to the sales demo. He followed the arrows to a room deeper within the building. Opening the door, he saw about 50 chairs, most of them occupied by female attendees. There was a stage set up at the far end of the room, but nobody was on it. It appeared that the event had yet to begin. Morikawa quickly looked over the crowd. Roughly half of the women were somewhat elderly. All of them looked like they could stand to lose some weight, and for some of them at least, that ship had surely sailed some time ago. The crowd gazed at the stage with rapt anticipation. A beverage that allowed you to eat plenty and still lose weight was definitely an appetizing prospect. I would be down with that, not gonna lie. Could something like that really exist, though? Ah well, Morikawa was just going to have to wait and see. He did his best to get his mind into journalism mode. Time passed, but the demo didn't start. The audience began grumbling in frustration. Then a heavy-set young woman took the stage and gave a little bow. It was the girl from the cafe, the one with an amazing appetite. The audience broke into applause, their patience finally rewarded. So it's cheery. But as everyone leaned forward expectantly, the girl on stage began performing magic tricks. Huh? She twiddled a silk hat and pulled a bunch of flowers from inside it. Sparse applause rose up from the crowd. The young woman immediately went on to perform another trick and then another. Ta-da! A coin in her hand became 3 coins as she spoke her magic words. He's not very good at this, Morikawa thought, though whether she was good or bad wasn't really the issue. He had a tight schedule to keep. This was no time to stand around watching silly sleight-of-hand antics. Scanning the room, he spotted a man who looked like he was probably in charge. Morikawa headed over to him.
Hey, you were the one running this thing?
It's Yanagashita.
Well, yes.
When's the actual sales demo going to start?
Soon. Very soon, yep.
In how many minutes?
You know, soon.
I asked for a number.
Just, soon. Real soon.
This was getting him nowhere.
3 minutes,
Morikawa declared. He held up 3 fingers to emphasize his point.
If this doesn't start in 3 minutes, if it doesn't start,
then what?
I'm going to be heartbroken, I'm going to start a ruckus, I'm just gonna go home.
I'm gonna be so heartbroken. I was waiting for so long to have this. Oh, it hurts. I can't believe you did this to me.
I'm going to be heartbroken.
He kept his expression blank as an empty slate.
I'm going to be heartbroken.
I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm going to be heartbroken. pretty much what's going on here.
Hey now, no need for that, sir. Just settle down. Who doesn't like a silly little magic show now and then?
You've got 2 minutes.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, can't it pass already?
1 minute.
Whoa! Just what kind of watch you got there?
Tell me why this demo isn't starting.
Oh, well, you know, no real reason, really.
The man was getting seriously flustered.
Oh, just to know, I wanted folks to get to see a little magic show first.
Nope, try again. 30 seconds left.
Okay, alright. What happened is, the required merchandise,
What happened to the merchandise?
Norikawa demanded. He gave the guy the dagger stare.
Oh, well, you know, it's just,
Time's up.
What?
The man's face went pale. Uh-oh. We're heartbroken. Tama! Tama, we need to figure out what's going on now. But before we do that, we're gonna go to Kano. Because he's sexy. Following Kano's direction, Stanley drove toward the crime syndicate's hangout. No, I'm just kidding. We're going with Tama, because Tama's the next one we have to go to. We'll go to Kano after we finish up, wrapping up loose ends. Practically playing as a Russian knick-knack shop. Yep, we were in luck. So right now we just gotta get to the place that we've not seen yet. What's the deal? It's this guy. Bottles. Why did somebody buy? Why did Miku buy Burning Hammer? Seriously, why did Miku buy Burning Hammer? Okay, let's see. There she is. Even as I'm speaking with a sales clerk, a girl wearing a hoodie comes in. She's got a tiny frame and a doe-eyed face. Hey, I've come to pick up something I've reserved, she said. This must be the customer the clerk was talking about. Please pardon my intrusion, but would you be willing to let me have these diet drinks? I bow extra deep and my costume head wobbles all around. Wait, what? I'll pay you double what they're worth. No can do. I've never seen this brand before. I'm super curious about it. Surely you don't need this many, though. I do. I make my living with my body. This is about how much I'll need. Oh wow, the sales clerk interjects. What sort of work do you do exactly? I'm a martial artist. I fight at a place called Bride. You might have heard of it. It's one of the more popular hotspots in Shibuya these days. Oh, I know that place, the sales clerk says, brimming with sudden excitement. That pub where they have cosplay martial art competitions, right? Cosplay martial arts? I'm intrigued. Hold on, what are we talking about now? What's Bride? I seriously never have heard of this place. It's a nightlife spot where ladies cosplay as anime characters, but they fight for real. Exist. I would love that. I would love that. I can get my ass kicked by anime girls for money. I've been wanting to check it out. Oh, it's a life spot where ladies cosplay as anime characters, but they fight for real. I've been wanting to check it out, but they've hit their membership cap. At present, the exclusive Bride has already exceeded its allotted number of members, and it's not accepting new ones. Given the buzz about how both the costumes and the fights are really something to see, memberships that are auctioned off online command high prices. The sales clerk explains. So then, you must be pretty strong, huh? You must be pretty strong, huh? He says to the girl. Well, I mean, I may not look it, but I'm the current champion. The girl proudly adopts a fighting stance. Would you accept a challenge from me? Tama! Tama, what are you doing? Tama! Would you accept a challenge from me, I ask? A challenge? If I win, you have to let me have all of this. The girl breaks into a confident smile. Do you have any idea who you're dealing with here? She asks. I intend to find out. Oh wow, the South Clerk explains. I have just got to see this. I'm glad to have him egging us on. Well, if you're that set on it, then sure, I accept your challenge. Sweet. We've established our terms. This burning hammer may yet be mine. The girl cracks her knuckles, clearly eager for a fight. I've got to win this. Somehow or another, I've got to. I mean, I've got to be good at something. Facing off against this fighter is going to show me what I'm made of. I address my opponent. And by challenge, I naturally mean... Let's do... Wait, rock, paper, scissors, rhyming game, have ourselves a straight up fight. Straight up fight. We'll go straight up fight. Let's have ourselves a straight up fight. The girl grins nice and wide like she'd been waiting to hear me say that. Okay, you're on. The name's Miku, by the way. Challenge accepted. We're gonna fight. Oh my gosh. Punching, boxing gloves, and a cat suit. Miku and I march onto the shop. Out on the pavement, we stare each other down. So if you win, I'll let you buy a burning hammer, Miku says. But if I win, I get to keep it and you have to pay for it. What? Isn't that a little unfair? If you don't like it, then it's no fight, no deal. I don't have the time to rethink this. Alright. Ready whenever you are. Miku does a little brisk shadow boxing, throwing a repeated 1-2 combination. A training technique for boxing involves practicing strikes, guards, or evasions against an opponent who isn't actually there. Oh, we got a crowd. Whoa, what's the deal? Is something going on? It's a street fight! A number of people pass by, including a businessman, a couple, Achi Endo and Hitomi Osawa. They pass by while running away from some mysterious foreigners. Let's jump. As luck would have it, they soon found a crowd in their path, backs turned toward them. Excited voices rose up from the throng. Wow, what's the deal? Is something going on? It's a street fight! A fight, as the name implies, that takes place out in the street, typically using bare hands and no weapons. Even a bare-handed fight can result in some serious injuries, though, which is why they're pretty illegal. Rolling sheeple passes by. That guy's trying to get... Those two guys are trying to get up on a crate to watch. That's great. It's on the right-hand side. Sheeple's just like... just like... Sheeple wants to watch. Achi clutched Hitomi's hand good and tight. Whatever you do, don't let go! Without a moment's hesitation, he plowed his way through the crowd. Emerging on the far side of the gathering, Achi saw the main road ahead. Cars were zipping past in steady stream. What do we do? There were too many cars for them to rush across the street without getting hit. But they couldn't exactly just sit and wait for the light to change. And they certainly couldn't go back the way they came. Their pursuers are getting closer and closer. Hitomi! Achi shouted. We've got going across, we're turning back. Let's turn back. We're turning back! We're what? Follow me! Achi whirled nimbly around and sprinted back the way they'd come. The two pursuers skidded to a halt, started to see Achi rushing towards them. The men spread out to bar the way, but Achi wasn't trying to slip past them. He headed straight for the guy on the right with the lunging tackle. He caught his target full on, dropping him unceremoniously to the sidewalk. Hitomi let out a cry of alarm. In a moment that Achi had spent knocking down one opponent, the other man had snatched her up. So Hitomi was definitely the one they were after too. Achi caught up with the kidnapper and managed to yank Hitomi free from his arms, then immediately caught him in a throw. Look at Achi's a badass. Look at Achi here. Kicking butt, dude. The man spun like a top as he whirled through the air. "You gotta run," Achi shouted, hoping that he brought them enough time. Right, okay. Once again, they doubled back around and ran. Stealing a quick look behind them, Achi saw the two assailants quickly getting back to their feet. This was bad. He wasn't going to be able to fight them off and keep Hitomi safe at the same time. Besides, at least one of the men had a gun. With Hitomi still in tow, he sprinted in the direction of the main road. Happily, the light had turned red and this traffic had come to a stop. If they tried to cross before their brief altercation, they probably would have been inundated by a sea of cars. Worse yet, they may have caused an accident. The two made their way across the street, then hid in a narrow alley between two buildings. And Sheeple heating them? True. They might have caused an accident? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We're going across. What? Dragging Hitomi by hand, Achi darted out into the street. Moving purely by instinct, he wove his way through the gaps between the speeding cars. When they were halfway across, the car slammed on its brakes to keep from hitting them, causing several cars behind it to crash into one another. The multi-vehicle pileup plunged the roadway into total chaos. As a result of this chaos, traffic in the nearby area will be at standstill for a while on their way to the Syndicate hideout. Shinya Kano and Jack Stanley have caught up in this traffic jam. The car moved at a graceful pace toward the Crimson Syndicate's hangout. Stanley pounded his fist on the steering wheel in frustration. They had no sooner set out than the traffic slowed to a near standstill. Despite the occasional lurch, it never crept above a crawl. Kano stood in the passenger seat. The case was rapidly getting out of hand. Now he had to worry about the safety of both Maria and her sister Hitomi. Never mind the fact that Detective Tateno has also gone missing. There were too many unknowns, too many uncertainties. His unease was growing unbearable.
Also, Tateno hasn't radioed in, and, we can't reach him from our end either.
Kuze's words kept echoing inside Kano's head. What could have caused Tateno to drop out of contact? Someone had gone after Hitomi while Kano and the others were busy tailing the attaché case. Could Tateno have been... No, it couldn't be. Kano was sure Tateno would have done whatever was necessary to keep Hitomi safe. Stanley broke the long silence. What's on your mind? Still thinking about that call from Kuze? Kano didn't answer. Look, if you're worrying about the other detective, that guy couldn't even protect one girl, Stanley continued. Not exactly a ringing endorsement. Don't you talk about Detective Tateno that way. I'm concerned about Hitomi Osawa, but the missing attaché case needs to come first. Stanley's expression remained stone cold. Kano flashed him a sidelong glare, then went back to staring out the window. A moment later, a flurry of motion in the nearby alley caught his eye. With a start, he recognized Sasayama. His fellow detective was caught up in an altercation with a man in dark clothes. Kano sprang into action, his body moving almost before his mind registered the situation. Sasayama! Flinging the door open, he leapt out into the car. Hey, wait! Stanley called after him, but Kano was already sprinting toward the fight. Oof! The other man knocked Sasayama onto a pile of garbage. As Sasayama struggled to get back to his feet, his opponent looked down at him with a triumphant sneer. Kano finally got a good look at the man, and his eyes flashed with recognition. It was the perp who'd first taken the attaché case back in the scramble, Tariq Al-Karawan. You! Kano growled. He sped like a bullet to tackle Al-Kalawan around the legs. But Al-Kalawan nimbly stepped aside. Kano's arms closed on nothing but air. At the same moment, Al-Kalawan deftly wrapped an arm around Kano's neck. Kano felt a vice-like pressure on his carotid artery, a move known as the front choke sleeper hold. Constricting the carotid artery stops blood flow to the brain, causing the opponent to lose consciousness, also known as a guillotine choke. That doesn't seem good. His consciousness quickly began to slip away. Oh no, you don't, you bastard, he snarled. Lowering his center of gravity, he got a hold of one of Al-Karan's legs and used his shoulder as a fulcrum against it. Nyeh! Despite the arm still crushing his neck, Kano managed to lift his opponent high into the air. He continued the movement to heave Al-Karawan up and over himself, slamming him upside down into the heap of trash. Dope. Stanley strolled up to the aftermath of the struggle. Well, you got the brawn part down, he said. Need some work on the brains. Al-Karawan just strawed onto the mon of refuse. He'd been knocked out cold. Sasayama coughed and sputtered. Kano went to help him to his feet, but Stanley stepped in between them. What are you doing? Stanley asked. Helping Sasayama. What does it look like? We need to apprehend Al-Karawan first. He's not even conscious. Sasayama can come first. He pushed Stanley aside and crouched down alongside his partner. Are you alright? He asked. Yeah, Sasayama groaned. You're bailing me out, though. Can't the missus know about that? Mum's the word, Kano said. He slipped an arm underneath Sasayama and helped him to his feet. I managed to find the guy who had the attaché case, Sasayama said. When I tried to arrest him, this fella came out of nowhere and attacked me. He flashed Al-Karawan a nasty look. So here we go again, disobeying direct orders, Stanley huffed. What's the deal with Japanese police anyway? He shook his head in exasperation. Sasayama gave Kano a puzzled look, jerking his thumb at the American. Who's this guy? It's a long story, Kano said. He filled Sasayama in on the situation. Enough chit-chat. Hurry up and cuff this guy, Stanley said. Kano knelt down by Al-Karawan's unconscious body, flipped him over, and then proceeded to cuff his hands behind his back. Kano paused. Al-Karawan's sleeve had slid back from his wrist. What's this? The unconscious man had a tattoo of a two-headed scorpion on his left forearm. Stanley strode over. You find something? He asked. Yes, I think this guy might be the ringleader. Seeing the image, he reminded Kano of something he heard back at headquarters, that the head of the foreign syndicate had a scorpion tattoo. He relayed this information to Stanley. I see. Stanley called up Kuze in his cell. I'll be happy to know that the guy with the attaché case is still at large, he said. Sorry.
You'll be happy to know that the guy with the attaché case is still at large, he said. Abandoning the leader at this point shouldn't be an issue. One of you so very capable subordinates gave us a big step forward in the case here.
Wait a second, Marcella remembered. That was sarcasm, wasn't it? Stanley hung up and called over to him. Think you can escort this guy back to the precinct? Yeah, sure, seeing how very capable I am. Uh-oh, this is bad. Kind of felt his phone vibrate. The display showed an incoming call from Rumi. Hello? He answered warily, keeping his voice down. Stanley had him a little on edge. It's me. It was Shizu. Sorry, it's me. Damn it, Kano thought. He did not have time for this right now. But if he just hung up, he might be in even deeper hot water. Kano decided to have to take that risk. He hung up the phone. Decided he better listen to what the old man had to say. We'll just hang up the phone. Kano hung up the phone. Uh-oh. It probably rang again, however. Sorry, father-in-law. I really can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of work right now. I'm not your father-in-law. Sorry. Anyway, bye. Kano bowed politely to his mental image of Rumi's irate father as he hung up once more. Oh my gosh. The phone rang yet again. Sir, I'm sorry. I really am in the... Mr. Endo, this is Dr. Seki calling from Shibuya Central Hospital. Huh? Mr. Endo? I'm not... That's the wrong number. This wasn't Shizo. Uh-oh, I think Achi's in the hospital. Kano didn't recognize the voice at all. Mr. Endo, are you there? Sorry, I think you have the wrong number. Oh, my apologies. I'm in a bit of a hurry. I must have misdialed. The caller hung up. Who the heck was that? He stared in incredulously as the phone rang out once more. Oh, this is terrible. Whoever it was, they were shouting frantically. Once again, whoever it wasn't Shizo. Hana and I, we got separated. Wait, what? Who? I don't know what to do. Doesn't matter if I get away if they wind up catching Hana. Please, you have to help me find her. The man on the other end of the line sounded like he was on the verge of tears. Kana wasn't sure what that was all about, but the guy was clearly in a pretty bad way. Please, Minorikawa, I'm begging you. How are their phone numbers that close? Oh, so Hana, it's Toyama. So Toyama called Kano. Huh? I'm sorry, sir. I think you have the wrong person. What's going on? But by the time Kano had gotten the words out, the man had already hung up. Hey, come on, let's go. Stanley's voice snapped Kano out of his daze. Ugh. Grimly, he followed the American back to the car. Well then. Yet again, Stanley was thumping the steering wheel in frustration. Traffic had let up one bit. It was starting to look like they might have never make it to the Foreign Syndicate's hangout. Kano caught sight of a girl in a hoodie weaving her way between the stopped cars on foot. He rolled down the window and called out to her. Girl in a hoodie, Miku Morita, was a fighter at a cosplay fighting pub bride, but just decided to retire after losing to Tama, the cat, in a street fight. She's thinking about what to do with herself now. Tama won? Tama won? Let's get back to the point that we were at. A number of people passed by, including a businessman, a couple, as well as some pretty gruff-looking fellows, and some of them stopped to form a small crowd. Ozu and his underling Yutaru Sagawa, members of the Tenryu Gumi Yakuza Syndicate. The Tenryu Gumi operates a leading firm called Takarada Financing, and these two have been tasked with collecting outstanding debts. They've already collected from one client today. Next, they plan on grabbing lunch before heading off to find their next target. The sales demo has already started by now. I don't have time to goof around here. I watch as Miku starts up her a left jab. She's quick. I can see why she's the champion. Hiya! She immediately follows up the jab with a wide right hook. A type of punch that involves swinging the arm in a wide arc to strike. Hook is to the left, by the way. The opponent from the side. It's mixed martial arts bouts. It's common to see a fighter continue the momentum from a hook to catch the opponent by the arm, transitioning immediately into a takedown and pin. I jerk aside at the last possible moment and deliver his low swat to Miku's shoulder. Whoa! She slips off balance and pitches forward. Oh, wow, what was that? The crowd is starting clamoring. Miku rights herself and gets back into a fighting stance. What the? How? She doesn't seem to know what just happened. Rag! This time I watch as she unleashes a kick with her left leg from a distance. On reflex, I bring up my right hand and adopt a guarding stance. Gotcha, she calls out. It was a feint. This was a visual whoomp as the second kick connects, coming at me from a different angle. Whoa, what gives? My big mascot med serves to cushion the blow to the point that I barely feel it. Hiya! She proceeds to unleash a string of additional kicks with her left leg, trying to defeat my fuzzy armor. Eventually, I catch hold of her foot, holding her off balance. I begin to walk her backward, making her hop awkwardly on one leg. Woo! You're a badass cat! Meow meow, motherfuckers! Wah! Casual flip of my paw, and Miku goes whirling through the air. Whoa! Woo! Ah! The crowd erupts into cheering and applause at the spectacle. Whew. You're tough. Who the heck are you? And as you can see, I'm a cat! Meow meow! Meow 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 meow! Meow 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 meow! Meow! Love how that's the response. A wry smile comes to Miku's face. To think a bride competitor would lose in a street fight. Guess it's time to go back to being an ordinary girl. Today's the day I retire. Phew. Good match there. Miku claps her hands my hand firmly. But hey, I'm just glad that my last opponent was you. Aww, friendship. Aww. The best of friends. I hoist up the boxes of the diet drink. So, how much does this come to, I ask the sales clerk? He shakes his head. Oh, don't worry about the payment. You've more than earned it with that spectacular display just now. We still got 20K! Let's go! Sorry.
Oh, don't worry about payment. You more than earned it after that spectacular display just now. That was really something.
Heck, even I'm shocked at what just happened. It's amazing what a little desperation will do for you.
So that move you just used, that was some Akijutsu, right?
A traditional Japanese martial art that emphasizes learning to anticipate an opponent's first move and instantaneously counterattack. Skilled practitioners can toss and throw opponents with a simple touch. The art predates the development of the more pacifistic Aikido, and some dangerous techniques still remain. Huh? Oh, I guess? I tell my head non-committedly.
Come on, no need to be so humble. I'm a martial arts fanatic. I know my moves when I see them.
Knick-Knack shop owner Taisi Yasuda watches roughly 350 martial arts fights a year. He is practically fond of Brazilian jiu-jitsu and is thinking about studying it himself. There's a dojo he's been eyeing, but he's rather timid, and has thus far only waffled non-committedly outside the entrance to the place. He can call it whatever he wants. If he's letting me have the drinks for free, this is going to be a lifesaver. Is that all the shopping you'll be doing with us today? He asks. Actually, come to think of it, I do have one request, I say.
Sure thing.
Could you please not sell that necklace there? I promise I'll be back to buy it later.
Sure, no problem.
The sales clerk gives a deep bow. I did it. I managed to solve my burning hammer problem. Now I've just got to get back to the sales demo.
Oh, that must be awfully heavy. Here, why don't you use that dolly?
The sales clerk indicates the hand truck over in the corner. Oh, thank you so much. Bye, Cassie. Take it easy. Have a wonderful night. I load the pile of boxes onto the cart and rush back to the Nukane building. By now, the sales demo will be well underway. I need to get back as soon as I can. If there's nothing to buy, the customers are going to leave, and everything I've gone through will have been for nothing. Come on, Tama, you can do it! Just gotta hurry. I charge for the demo, pushing the dolly ahead of me like a battering ram. Ah! Oops! Sorry to keep you waiting! There's Minorikawa. You're late! What the heck have you been doing? Mr. Yanagishita practically throws himself at me. The weight must have been killing him. Standing behind me is a man I don't recognize. Who is that guy? It's Minori. We can't jump to Minorikawa? Isn't Minorikawa on a... Okay. Standing behind him is a man I don't recognize. He doesn't look like a customer.
Okay, Tama, just come with me for a minute.
I follow Mr. Yanagishita into the break room. Sorry I'm late. There was a whole bunch of stuff that happened. But look, I got the product back. I probably opened one of the cardboard boxes. Ah, it's burning hammer! It really, really is! Yanagishita clenches the box closed, nuzzling it with his cheek. How's the demo going, I ask. I've got Cheery keeping them occupied with some magic tricks. I sneak a peek through the door and see Cheery guzzling orange juice from a gigantic container, draining it in one go. That's amazing. Is that really a magic trick? If it buys us time, it's magic enough! Before long, the last of the juice is gone. Over in the corner of the stage, I see 6 more huge containers, all likewise empty. Oh. It's shocking to think that you may have drunk all 7 of those things dry. The audience erupts into sincere applause like they've forgotten what they originally came here for. Cheery comes back to the break room, positively drenched in sweat. I think I should have stuck to doing imitations for a little longer. That's something Cheery would do. True, Queen Cheese. No, that was fantastic, Cheery, Mr. Yanakishita says. Just fantastic, thanks to you. We've had enough time to get the burning hammer back. He bows profusely. Alright, now's the time for the main event. Cheery, go out there and guzzle down some burning hammer. Get yourself all drenched in sweat. Got it? Aye, aye, boss. Hey, Tama, just go up there, smile all big, and say, this helped me lose a bunch of weight, too. Got it? Got it. Good now then. Yanakishita gestures to a man I hadn't noticed before who's been waiting quietly nearby. Of course, begging your pardon, miss. It's a service rep for the rental shop who proceeds to try to get me out of my mascot suit. Masamichi Fukume, employee of Far East Costume Rentals, the only son of company president Shigemuchi Fukuma. He is one of the few people who knows what Shigemuchi looks like, as his father was usually clad in a rabbit costume. Masamichi has harbored a strong dislike for both his father and mascot costumes ever since the old man showed up at school on Parents' Day one year dressed in his inevitable rabbit suit. Nonetheless, the son has acquiesced to his father's wishes, and someday he'll inherit the family business. Oh? That's odd. The rental guy tilts his head. What's the matter? Yanakishita asks nervously. Yeah, this is a no-go. The rental guy pokes his finger at the back of my suit. This here zipper, it's all jammed up. It's going to take a long time to get this thing off. What the hell? Mr. Yanakishita clutches the side of his head. The rental guy tries tugging at the costume from various angles, hoping to free up the zipper, but like he said, it's no use. Meow. The rental guy's eyes widen at the sudden sound of a cat's mewling. Was that you? He looks at me confused. Did you hear a cat meowing? Yes. Was it you? Nope, not me. I'm as surprised as he is. Must be hearing things. Mr. Yanakishita and Shiri don't seem to have heard anything. Ah! Yanakishita is fuming. Just my luck! I finally found a cute model and the crowd's never going to see her. Hey boss, Shiri says, the customers are going to leave if you keep them waiting much longer. What should we do? Want me to go out there and do some more impressions? Chiriko's repertoire of impressions. 1, a sea lion yawning. 2, a harbor seal hailing a cab. 3, a walrus reading sutras. 4, a fur seal who can't reach the itchy spot on its back. And 5, a stellar sea lion taking a nap. She must really like sea lions, I'm noticing. Seeing a trend here. No, we don't have any choice! Tama, you're just going to have to go out there dressed like that. Are you sure, ask? If those people go home, we're done for, he exclaims. Just get out there and get started! I'm counting on you two! Ladies, terribly sorry to keep you waiting. Uh-oh. They seem stressed. Cherry and I spring into action on stage. But now I'm proud to introduce you to the worldwide sensation that is Burning Hammer, the latest product for the West that has taken the diet world by storm. Every seat in the house is packed, and you can see Minori Kawa on the top left. That means there's about 40 people here. We only need to sell 5 bottles to each customer in order to sell out. I'm hit with a sudden jolt of motivation. Allow us to explain just how this revolutionary new diet drink works its magic, Cheery begins. Allow us to explain just how this revolutionary new diet drink works its magic! The plan is for me to describe how the drink works, and then Cheery will demonstrate it with the taste test. All eyes are fixed on us. I begin. For the first time in human history, you can drink a single bottle and lose a whole kilogram. Just drink and burn that excess weight away. Astonished gasps rise up from the crowd. Just take a look at this marvelous red liquid. Even looking at it makes you feel like you'll be shedding weight, right? Here's how Burning Hammer works. It activates the capsaicin found in chili peppers. The primary spice component of chili peppers said to be effective for improving blood flow and stimulating the burning of fat. Because it is a severe skin and eye irritant, it is also an ingredient in some forms of pepper spray for personal defense. I pause to take a deep breath before continuing. And rapidly breaks down the Triglycerides responsible for causing obesity. Though the term is frequently used in recent years to simply refer to the state of being overweight, obesity in clinical sense is a medical condition involving interrelated health issues including excess body fat, hyperlipidemia, and hyperglycemia. Individuals suffering from obesity are at high risk of complications such as coronary heart disease, diabetes, and sleep apnea. So don't be obese, get exercise. Again, the crowd hums with excitement. His response is better than I could have hoped. We're off to a terrific start. And now, this young lady here will demonstrate Burning Hammer's effects before your very eyes. Cheery steps into the spotlight. Just wait till you see how much she sweats. Proof that the fat is being burned right there on the spot. Cheery holds a bottle of Burning Hammer up high. Cheers, she says. As she opens the bottle, however, one of the women in the front row speaks up. Hold on. She's already sweating pretty hard. She's right. Cheery's drenched in sweat from head to toe. Another woman chimes in, suspicious. All of that juice drinking from earlier, that was all just to make her sweat like that, weren't it? All of a sudden, the crowd is in an uproar. No, not at all. Drinking Burning Hammer makes you sweat way more than this. I rushed to towel off Cheery's sweat from her. Come on, hurry up, drink it down. Cheery's face screws up unpleasantly as she gulps down the bottle. And the sweat doesn't come. God, why is it working? I exclaim, the audience momentarily forgotten. Guess I already sweated out too much, Cheery replies, unfazed. Well, why were you sweating so much? Look, you were taking forever at the 100 yen shop. She grew in size. She definitely grew in size. She's going to eat Tama. Tama's about to get eaten. The crowd shifts from uproar into riot. Did she just say 100 yen shop? Scowling customers begin to close in. No, that's not it. You've gotten it all wrong. Please just listen. We came to see what's going on here. The situation has gotten out of control. Look, this product is so valuable that 100 yen shop is about the only way we could get it. Uh-oh. I think I just put my foot in it. The customers glare at me, their eyes bright with rage. Please let me apologize. Ask for forgiveness seems to be my only option. Haha, kidding. This was just a joke. I just gotta play them off smooth. Hunko Lamb Chop. It's a clumsy attempt to force it off, but it's my only option. Hunko Lamb Chop! Hunko Lamb Chop! It's a clumsy attempt to force it off, but it's my only option. She said Hunko Lamb Chop, I repeat. Meaning the Burning Hammer is just so incredibly filling. Having just one tiny bottle was like, well, filling like you've eaten a big meaty meal. Yeah, that's what she meant. Uh-huh, sneers one customer. Sure. Did they really sell this at 100 yen shops? Rats, we did manage to distract them. 100 yen shop? What's that? Answer me! Did they really sell these at 100? Look, I cry. It's a chupacabra! This again. I thrust my arm out to point, only to accidentally catch one of the attendees in the head with my fuzzy fist. The woman lets out a muted groan and sinks to the ground unconscious. We've now murdered 3 people. We've murdered the knick-knack shop guy, technically murdered Mizu's career, and now this poor old woman, we just punched this old woman in the face. The rest of the crowd stares at me stunned. Oops, I murmur. Tama! Shouts Mr. Yanagashita, rushing out of the break room. What the heck are you doing? Abort, he howls. If you let these people know the truth about this stuff, they'll never buy it. Uh-oh. Now you've done it. Cheery doesn't hesitate to point the finger at him, her stare ferocious. Oops. Realizing what he just blurted out, Mr. Yanagashita is aghast. Now there really is no saving this. The customers descend upon Mr. Yanagashita, their wrath a terror to behold. So then it is true! What the hell are you trying to pull? I can't believe you're trying to sell this crap for these prices! Uh-oh. The throng goes on to attack. Help! Cheery and I force our way through the angry mob, hoping to find some way to calm these people down. What a final! Cursing and profanity fill the air. The shouts are accompanied by merciless, one-handed slaps. I get all jostled and tumbled about, and my mascot costume takes a bad beating. Finally, the storm passes. Well, I think we got a bad ending. That's unfortunate. It's over. It's all over. Mr. Yanagashita wails to the empty room. So, boss, about getting paid, even Cheery seems hesitant to ask. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, obviously. Yanagashita doesn't so much as look up, his shoulders slump further in defeat. I'll take payment in kind then, Shiri says. Mind if I take this burning hammer home with me? Sure, Yanagishita says lifelessly. Go right ahead. Alright, I'll be off then. Later, Tama. Shiri picks up the cardboard boxes and heads out. Sir? If the man from the rental place... It's a man from the rental place. I believe you still owe me for the costume rentals. Oh, right. How much was it again? Mr. Yanagishita rummages in his pockets. Well, given the severe damage, I'm afraid I have to add the full cost of the cat suit to your bill. Your total comes out to 200,000 yen. Nice, final. Nice. Also, dang. Was that 200 yen? No, sir. 200,000. Sorry, I can't hear it all. I think I might have ruptured my eardrum. 200,000 yen, sir. Okay. Yanagishita takes all the cash he has in his wallet and holds it out reluctantly. That's only 20,000, sir. The rental guy furrows his brow. I'm afraid this won't cover it. I understand that, but I don't got no more than this. Don't got no more? Sir, please, you're not a child. Then give me a discount. Make it 20,000. Instead of 200, the 200 you owe? You know I can't do that, sir. Mr. Yanagishita refuses to back down. Oh, that's right. Insurance. I've got insurance in the event the suit wound up damaged. No, you didn't. No, I did. You did not, sir. No, I did. Then where's your paperwork to prove it? Yanagishita calmly clasps a hand to his chest. Right here. The paperwork is here inside my heart. The rental guy clutches the side of his head in exasperation. And believe me, I feel his pain. You know what? Never mind. I'm going to leave this to my boss. Shigemuchi Fukumu, president of and owner of Far East Costume Rentals, notable for the fact that he's usually wearing his favorite rabbit costume. To Shigemichi, his costumes are like his children. If he were to hear that one of his suits had been ruined, he probably would never forgive Yanagishita, adding to this man's already considerable list of enemies. Poor Yanagishita. Turning his back on the ruins of the sales demo, he slumps his way out of the room. It's gotta be a bad end. This has to be a bad ending. Now it's just me and Mr. Yanagishita. Please try not to let it get you down so much, sir, I say as cheerfully as I can muster. He's already down on the floor, a sobbing mess. You wouldn't know what it's like to feel so utterly hopeless. I think I might have an idea, sir. In fact, I'm sure of it. At this point, there's nothing more I could possibly do. He slumps forward, trembling like a willow tree. Things will turn around soon enough, I'm sure. You don't know me like I know me, he says. There's not going to be any turnaround. Not after this. Okay, now this little pity party is starting to piss me off. You know, if you think you're the only person who had a run of bad luck, you are dead wrong. I wind up shouting the words louder than I intended. Mr. Yanagishita whips his head back up. Yikes, where'd that come from? I need to tell you something. My pent-up emotions come surging to the surface. I have amnesia. Why am I so surprised by this? I feel like everything is stating that. I feel like it's been obvious. Why is this a surprise? Yanagishita's eyes go wide. What? I can't remember anything from before this morning. In short, amnesia. Amnesia can have a variety of causes. Psychogenic amnesia is caused by stress or psychological trauma, whereas an endogenous amnesia, a powerful blow to the head, causes physical trauma to the brain. In the latter case, memories and other normal functions frequently return once the cranial nerves recover. My name, how old I am, where I live, any of it. I would much rather be in your shoes, sir. Mr. Yanagishita looks at me with a hint of disbelief. So where'd you get the name Tama, then? I thought of it when I saw the tamagoyaki in those lunchboxes. Aha! Tamagoyaki! Tama! I get it. He claps himself on the thighs as if he had some big eureka moment. But wait, how come you lost your memories? Well, I don't know for certain. Obviously, I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure I took a hard blow to the head. When I came to, I was inside of a storehouse with a massive headache. A storehouse? A surge of vertigo washes through me as I recall waking up in that strange, dim place. Yeah, I just gotten out of there when we flagged me down, sir. Huh? Really? So it's pretty unnerving then. Not knowing who you are? He sounds like he's taking me seriously now. Yeah, it sure is, but it's not going to do me any good to just fret over it. And besides, I've got a clue. What sort of clue? There's a necklace I saw at a knick-knack shop, the same place I found the burning hammer. Somehow I know that it's important to me. And so you took this job so you can afford to buy it? I nod. Of course, now that the job has ended and a total bust, I've lost my shot at getting it. Okay then, Mr. Yanagishita removes his shoe, then yanks out the insole. This here really is the last of my money. He pulls out 20,000 yen, adds it to the other 20,000 from his wallet, and thrusts it all toward me. Here you go, he says. That includes the reimbursement for the burning hammer you picked up. I pluck up 2 of the 100,000 yen bills between my fingertips. I actually didn't have to pay for it, so the 20,000 we agreed upon is fine. But how about you, sir? Are you going to be okay? Like, after all this? Compared to your misfortune, mine are nothing. They might send me up a creek without a paddle, but I'll bounce back somehow, I'm sure of it. And then, clutching his fist, Mr. Yanagishita gets a far-off look in his eye. And then one more time, I'm going to go see a bride fight. My jaw nearly drops. Bride, like the martial arts pub? Wait, you know about Bride? Man, I've spent so much money at that place. Wow, it is a small world. Especially that Miku. I wonder how much she has made me spend. Miku, huh? Oh no, I'm pretty sure I just accidentally forced her into retirement, but I decided to keep quiet on that front. He nods. To be honest, the reason I borrowed all that money was to pay my tabs at that place. I had to borrow from some pretty shady sources too. I can't help but suspect that this poor guy got a real raw deal. When did you take that mascot costume with you? Huh? I mean, I don't really need it. No, I insist. Take it with my blessing. Sure. I'll be on my way then. Minorikawa? Out in the hallway, I passed by the man I'd noticed earlier, the one I didn't recognize. Ah, the sales demo's over. I wonder why he's still here. I give him a faint nod and he nods back before slipping into the demo room. I should keep my fingers crossed for the guy. At last, I'm back outside the building. I feel bad about not returning the catsuit to the man from the rental place. This is the actual way. This is actually how the story goes. Wait, why is the bug tracker different? Why are things different? Still, I can't just walk around town wearing this thing. I'll stick out like a sore thumb. I figure it's best just leave it behind. And then it dawns on me. Hold on, I still can't get this thing off. It's time I skin this cat. I need to get rid of this costume, whatever it takes. It's not worth the struggle. Guess this cat's staying in the bag. I figure I'll head to the next shop as is. I think it's time I skin this cat. The exact origin of the phrase "there's more than one way to skin a cat" is uncertain in the matter of some dispute, though it appears to have arisen in the latter portion of the 19th century. It's hard to imagine why anyone would want to conjure up such a gruesome mental image. I need to get rid of this costume, whatever it takes. I take hold of the head in both hands and yank it upward as hard as I can. Oh-ho? Please tell me I'm not just imagining things. The head feels a whole lot looser than it did before. If I give it a good enough push, then maybe... Rug! It comes off! The head's off! We get to see her face! I did it! I step out of the rest of the cat costume and gleefully abandon it as I head for the knick-knack shop. What? Wait. What happens if I just decide to go there as is? Guess this cat's staying in the bag. A popular folk etymology asserts that the expression let the cat out of the bag comes from the unscrupulous practices of certain farmers, who would sell a pig at market, only to deceive the buyer by surreptitiously swapping out the purchased porker for a cat. The likelihood of anyone mistaking a cat, even one inside a bag, for a pig is however extremely low, let alone the likelihood that enough people would fall for such a scheme to warrant a phrase referring to it entering the language. I figure I'll head to the knick-knack shop as is. Keep out? Both are keep outs. So I think, that's something interesting to see. Hold on, real quick though. We can't really jump to, because there's that man. An unfamiliar man. And that's Minorikawa, who's right here. Okay, real quick though. Real quick, because we're gonna end the stream actually right now. Pretty much we're about halfway through. I'd feel so. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Yeah, we already know. So I goes overboard. So we did get axed, fled the country. That's pretty much it. So we only got 2 bad endings, which is not bad at all. But, so this is something interesting with the game that I'd like to point out to you guys. Every single time, like every single time loop has introduced something new. And I think that's super cool. So let me explain to you guys, for those who are into the game there, because I'm really loving this. So we started off learning the game in the 10 o'clock block, right? So we learned we got 2 characters, Kano and Achi. We learned about choices. We learned about jumping between the 2, and we learned about piecing it all together, right? We're going down through the timeline. This is what we learned. We're learning the basis of the game. By 11, we learned that there's multiple characters. That's it. We only learned that there's multiple characters, but everything stays the same. You have different choices you can make that affect different endings. You can jump between people if need be, so on and so forth. That's the entirety of the 11 o'clock block. Then, the 12 o'clock block introduces fake jumps. For instance, behind the Nokanai building. Now, this is a jump that you don't have to take, but it's a jump that you can take to get to a similar place in the story, which is really, really interesting in my opinion. It's not gonna unlock a keep out or anything, but you're able to jump freely in between each person's way. So you learn that you could jump between them. It's not gonna unlock a keep out, but you can still jump. We also learned in this time that multiple jumps can be used at the same time in order to move forward, such as using both Osawa and Tama to unlock Minorikawa's next path. And then now we're at 1300 block, where now we're learning that there are choices within each path, and there's keep outs in different paths that will essentially lead to bad endings. And there are jumps that don't matter, but can only be led through in one specific path. So like this jump right here, we can't do Unfamiliar Man. We can't jump to Minorikawa, because right now it's quote unquote, see, there's Minorikawa right there. And we could, once again, we could try jumping to him, but it tells us no, we are not able to, because something else has to be done. We have to choose a different choice here. We have to choose a different choice here in order for the jump to work, which I think is super cool, that there's these different pathways that you can choose in order to keep going. I think that's really cool. Now, I'm curious why, because we got to 1355, so I'm curious as to why this is like as it is, because of the choices we've created. And also, I will point out, I think this jump is a fake jump. Because, as you can see, there's the multi-vehicle pileup, Shinya Kano, and we can jump to Kano, but that's all it is they're just stuck in traffic. Like, that's all that is. It's not required, because that's just to start Kano's story. That's all it is. I think that's super cool. Like, the way that this game is introducing things is super, super cool, and I love it. This game is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Alright, so, I'd say we're about halfway through, but we're going to end it off here. Next time we play 428 Shibuya Scramble, which should be on Sunday, we will get through the 1300 block. We will get all of the bad endings and everything there. Also, I may or may not, I don't think, because I was kind of in a rush last time, to the point where I may have missed some choices. I'm going to check those real quick. But I don't believe I did. Oh, Insufferable Kajiwara. So we got 1 for Osawa, 3 for Osawa that we have to do. Four. Five. 6. So I'm gonna write things down real quick. You gonna leave? No worries, Caitlin. So I think we have 2 for Achi, 1 for Tama, 2 for Osawa. Is I think what it is. I'll have to look through them, but we'll do those next time as well. So we'll start off the stream with that. Anyway, with that being said, we're gonna go to the title screen. We'll be back in about an hour and a half, and we'll be playing Dead by Daylight with Hunk because the archives came out. So him and I are gonna be knocking out archives left and right. Cube may also join us as well, but I don't know if he's able to VC or not, so we'll see there. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching 428 Shibuya Scramble. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. My name's Katathi, and I'll see you guys next time for more Variety Gaming. See you guys later. Peace. Bye, everyone.